Hello, everyone. This is the Easy Allies podcast. I'm your moderator, Kyle Bossman, and joining us this week, Bradley Ellis.
Yeah.
Brandon Jones.
What's up?
And on the switcher, Ian Hink.
Hi.
If you are listening to the podcast, you might not notice a lot of changes. If you are viewing it, a lot's going on right now. We're using multiple camera angles. Want to test those out, Ian?
I have been.
Oh,
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, nice.
Whoa!
Yeah.
We're going all over the place, baby.
Cool, great. Yeah, we're doing that. We're wearing lavaliers. We're wearing just microphones on our shirts.
Lavaliers.
Yep.
Sounds like we're in an organization.
Do you have the lavaliers?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But it's like, what?
Yeah.
Hi! You're there!
Oh, I'm here, yeah, and I can turn.
We're
I can,
people
I can
hanging
kind of
out,
speak
yeah!
Yes, again, like listeners can't appreciate any of this, but yeah, it's good vibes in here. Mm-hmm. Certainly.
Look at this.
Lots of table
I
space.
could do this
Table
now.
space, yes.
Yeah.
We can gesticulate.
We could do magic tricks.
I can read my laptop clearly. It's all really nice.
Wow.
The objective this week comes to us from Mithers, and it is to win Luigi's approval. And before you say if you want to take it on or not, I want to tell you, I picked this because I really like the reward.
Ah.
The reward for this is good, if you manage to win Luigi's approval.
Okay.
Brad, do you want to take on this objective?
Absolutely.
Jones?
You betcha.
Ian, I think we'll allow you to. Do you want to take on the objective?
Yes.
Okay, whoa, we got 3 for 3. That's exciting.
Okay.
I feel like Luigi can only give his approval to one of you, right?
He could have
I don't know.
all three of
I mean,
us.
To me, I
You're
think of
asking
it-
us?
I think of it The Bachelor, it's just like handing a rose.
No,
you know?
man, he's a generous plumber.
Okay, all 3 of you. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll see how it works out. Jones, could you please start corrections music? Thank you. Anthem was the grand finale of the Xbox press conference. Metro was pretty early, so I got those mixed up.
Oh.
It ended with Anthem.
Got it.
They wanted to blow us away with Anthem. The Burning Chateau is not from Max Payne 3. It's definitely an Uncharted 2. The Switch sold more individual units. PS4 sold most total units. So that was complicated. Like the single SKU of a console was the Switch. However, if you add all the SKUs together, PS4 still sold the most in units and in dollar bills. The Didact survives at the end of Halo 4, but then apparently dies in a comic book.
Ben was so convinced and satisfied.
Well, because I
that he
think
was dead.
I think he read the wiki and it's like he's dead. He's like, yeah, okay, but like it's at the end of 4, it's kind of like, is he dead? But apparently, even in the comic, he's shot by like this laser, where it's not clear if that killed him or turned him into
Oh,
something
come on.
else.
Just pull the trigger on it if
So,
you're going
yeah,
to.
we don't really know for sure what's going on with
Halo
the
6,
Didact.
I'm back.
Resident Evil 7 Cloud Edition does include all of the DLC
Ooh.
and correction music. I do want to say before we move on, I did not accept any corrections that said that the plasma pistol is good in Halo. I get that it takes the shields down. I get that. It's still stupid. It's a dinky dumb weapon. And it feels bad to shoot.
Some guns gotta be better than others.
Yeah.
You know?
Just, oh, I just hate how it looks.
I will say it's iconic.
It is
It's an iconic weapon.
Right. If I drew it right now, you know exactly what
Yeah.
that was.
Or if somebody like made that in the workshop, I'd be like, nice, that's awesome, that looks
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
But nobody like picks that up in a multiplayer match. It's like, yes!
Yeah. Even if you are that guy just like, yes, I can take down his shields in one hit. Stop that. Get yourself like a weapon that just feels good in your hands. The reason why is we're talking about the arcade game. It's like, why would you want to use a plasma pistol in an arcade game? Do you all remember my favorite way to start a podcast?
Game announcement.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my favorite of that is to be able to talk on this podcast about a game announcement that happened hours ago. Doesn't happen too often.
Yeah.
Sometimes it pays off to shoot on Tuesday nights.
I would say that in the history of the Easy Allies podcast, I'm not sure if news has ever just dropped right in your lap like this.
Yeah, this was a good lapse.
In the presence of all allies directly before we shoot the podcast.
Yeah.
You're right, we're all equally familiar with what we're about to talk about. You're right, that rules. A new Pokemon game was announced tonight. Not just one, actually. 3 new Pokemon game
We
announcements.
played a new one.
Yes. All right, so what did we play with? Because that's the weakest announcement. What was that game called?
Pokemon Quest?
Pokemon Quest. Yeah, what is that?
A free to start Pokemon game where you're weird Minecraft versions of Pokemon and you let them run loose and that's it. And you cook food and Pokemon come to you. Then you recruit them. And you go to a new zone and that's it.
But they quest autonomously, which is interesting. I kind of dig that for what I played, we played it on the Switch. What I played was a mobile game that was blown up and it made some amends so it could operate on a console with the Switch controller. But primarily it seems like it works best as a mobile game. And it's interesting that, and I kind of like this. When I kind of get hooked on mobile games, I'm pleased when they have options for me to just watch characters do something and not necessarily be playing all the time. So it is kind of fun just to have a little team of Pokemon and watch them go out into a field and kick some ass.
And so what it was called, like an action RPG, is that what we call it? It's like Diablo type?
Action RPG.
Yeah, I would say it's like Diablo-esque.
Not even-
in that
yeah.
this perspective.
The perspective.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is a big arena or a big environment that they're running around.
And you're far above them, looking down upon them.
And it's blocky. That needs to be said. If somebody's listening to this and has not seen it, imagine even in like the first GIF promo image that they showed, it was Pikachu like pop, like becoming some weird little blocky thing.
Made of rectangles.
It's just like it looked painful, like just
Yeah.
being squished into block form.
Yeah, and I guess the idea is like, hey, it can run on mobile now. Like that's the reason why they chose
Yes.
that aesthetic. But it like
Yes.
looks bad.
Yeah, it looks bad, man.
You
I'm
know,
not into it.
It's an acquired taste.
Oh, I'll say.
To me, it removes the cuteness of Pokemon. If you take a circular eyeball and turn it into a square, most often that's not going to be a cute creature anymore.
I think the reason why I don't hate it is because you can't automatically translate those characters into that form. You have to think, how is this going to look? And so some I think work better for others, but it's just not something where it's like lazy. You know, like clearly they put a lot of work into each one trying to figure out how big their heads would be and tails and stuff like that. It is funny though that when they're out in the world just running around questing, quote unquote, there's a box around them with an arrow at the front to indicate what direction they're facing, because you kind of can't tell because of these blocky monsters now.
Yeah.
I mean, they are monsters, but like monstrosities, I guess is a better term.
And then the thing where it turned into, this is obviously free to start, is the timers. We had timers on things.
Cooking
We
stuff.
did hit the wall though. I was surprised.
We played for what, 45 minutes without
I wonder if
hitting
the wall is quicker on mobile, not necessarily on Switch.
Oh, I'm sure the game doesn't
I
work
mean,
the
we
same.
spent some points though. We were given a little free
get some
sample.
tickets.
We were getting a free sample and we were spending it.
If you want this to move along a little faster, you can spend some money.
And it was Damiani's account, so we're just doing it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a weird. It's a Game Freak developing it. It is a very very mobile-like game. It is a very
Extremely.
free-to-play-esque game.
Not phone version, not out yet though.
Yeah, late June for the phone
Weird.
version.
Which is odd. I think that's backwards, typically, for most games.
You
that
wanted to
exist
launch at
on
the same
mobile
time,
and-
right? Yeah.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah, I wonder what the story is behind that. We'll never know.
We'll never
Were
know.
you expecting anything like that today, Kyle?
Nope.
I was not expecting that either.
Yeah, was not expecting that.
Say that. They took me by surprise.
Game Freak's been trying to do mobile stuff, Jones, but like never with Pokemon. Yeah, Pokemon Shuffle Game Freak. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, it was weird to see them. It seems like more of an effort than other mobile games, right? Like it's 3D modeled. There's 150 Pokemon. We should have mentioned that. All of the 151 original Pokemon are the.
Oh, they're
only
all in
Pokemon
it?
this
Okay,
game.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I mean there was effort into it. There's budget in this, but yeah, it is an undesirable video game, I would call it.
And there's some interesting subsystems in there that do not exist in Pokemon. You know, finding power-ups that you can add as the Pokemon level up. They get more slots for you to put in like other power-ups in. And
Yeah,
stuff.
but the shame is like I just see that as more ways to make you grind.
It's exactly what it
Sure,
is.
of course.
More ways for you to spend money.
The game I did expect to see tonight, Jones, is Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Those are the new Pokemon games of this year. It was made very clear that these are not traditional Pokemon games. If this is the first time you're hearing of this, if I had to describe what these are, it's a video game in which you play Pokemon Go within the world of Pokemon Red and Blue. You're playing
Yes.
Pokemon Go in a video game.
Yes.
You are
Pokemon Go with a map.
Yes.
That's not the world.
right. Yeah, and so I had to learn a lot because I'm not familiar with Pokemon Go. I don't know a lot of these things, and so I had to learn how to like what it means to catch a game in Pokemon Go, which you don't battle them. You run
Yeah.
into a wild Pokemon, you're not fighting them. You just throw a
Throw
Pokeball.
Just
balls.
gotta catch 'em, yeah.
Throwing balls.
Are there items that like make them more catchable?
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I saw even in this game, in Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, there were like items. You could click item before you try throwing a ball at them. And so yeah, there's that, and that's how you catch them. And then I learned this weird process of leveling up. I mean, you don't get experience points from battles. That's not it. That's not how you do this.
How you do it, Kyle?
No idea. Stardust, Jones?
There's also I'm sorry to go back to what you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
There's also items that increase the chance that you will see Pokemon that will lower cooldowns of things and stuff like that. Like there's other. They could have added a ton of that stuff, but I remember there were lots of different crazy items that you can unlock. Incubators too. I don't know if they'll add.
Oh,
that
for
to
eggs,
this
for
one, but
hatching
yeah.
eggs. Apparently no breeding in this game.
Okay.
so don't worry about eggs.
What was your question? Sorry.
How leveling up works, because it's not about getting experience points that levels you up and you learn new moves. Apparently, like, none of that is part of this.
Correct. You can evolve something, which you need candy for, and the way to get candy is to transfer back to the Oak character. I don't remember his name in Pokemon Go.
But clearly we have in Let's Go Professor Oak in the flesh. That's
you
clearly
see him.
him.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you transfer. You're like, oh, I caught a Pikachu. I don't need this Pikachu, so I will transfer that one. This is just in Pokemon Go, and then I would get a piece of Pikachu candy, and then with a certain number of those, I could evolve Pikachu. Or you can power up, but you need dust for that, and I think you get dust from Pokestops or something. I don't know. You get dust, I think, a couple different ways. Don't quote me on that.
This stuff's nuts to me, though, Jones. Like, the things you're telling me.
But I didn't see any dust or candy in the menus or anything in this game.
And they had a Q&A afterward. They didn't mention it. They said, we won't talk yet about how you level up your Pokemon.
Whoa.
But it was made pretty clear from what we saw in that trailer. Listeners, Brad just gave us the money hands. From what you saw in the trailer, that it doesn't look like they're going to do experience points. It looks like the battles will work much like they do in Pokemon Go. And I just learned this tonight. In Pokemon Go, your moves, you don't learn them as you level up. You just learn a bunch randomized as when you evolve.
That's why when people are playing Pokemon Go, they'd have like 30 Pidgeys.
Right. Because
you're
yeah,
like,
I gotta
I got
get the
better
right
one.
Pidgey. I
Yeah.
get the right one with the right
That's what I'm
IVs.
wondering. Am I gonna get like 30 Pidgeys again?
But I also get the right one with the right moves. That's out of my control. I need those moves. We should describe how it looks aesthetically, which is, how do you think this looks?
It looks better than a 3DS game. It looks like, I don't know, dude. It looks like a Wii U game, I guess.
Sure.
It looks like the perspective of the Pokemons that are on the DS.
Like Sun and Moon. I think
but it
it
looks
looks like Sun and
better.
Moon.
It's a cleaner
It
Sun
looks
and Moon.
cleaner.
Yeah. It's a polished Sun and
Yeah.
Moon.
Yeah. Sun and Moon went to a more, I think, realistic character models, whereas this one we went back to big heads a little bit.
Yeah, like the old
We're
school.
skewing back
Yeah.
that
Oh,
way.
sure. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it looks very Sun and Moon to me. I wouldn't say it looks much better than, like, as
It
Brad
looked
just said, the
crisper. It
perspective
has
is,
better like aspect or ratio and everything, resolution, all that stuff.
resolution for sure. Yeah. That's the game that's
That's
coming
it.
out this
That's
fall.
it. But there is battling against gym leaders apparently. Other humans.
Yeah, but like,
You
what's
battle
the,
their Pokemon.
Brad, like, I don't want to battle with someone without experience points. Like, that's such a, to me,
How?
like an essential part of
Oh
RPGs.
man, you're preaching to the choir.
I guess I'm
on
gonna
this.
get dust. Like, I'll be rewarded for dust for
Or whatever. Some kind of material.
Yeah, get some candy for beating trainers. I guess that is the incentive.
I want your Pokemon to faint.
Yeah, I want your Pokemon to faint, and I want to get battle experience from killing it.
And co-op.
There is co-op.
So.
But I just learned how like limited co-op is, Jones. Like, you can't co-op the entire game. Apparently, like when you're in the fields, yes, but like when you're in interiors of buildings, no. Though we saw them in the tunnel together.
Can you fight together in co-op?
I know.
looked like you could.
You can catch together.
I know that, but like, how fun is that?
Maybe you can battle
Maybe
together.
it might be.
I think
fun
you
a little
can.
bit.
Okay.
I think I saw two Pokemon
Okay,
right
that's
next to each
cool.
other, yeah.
Sure.
That's cool. You can battle together.
Yeah.
But
Kind of.
they said no online, right? There's like no online.
That's
battling.
been corrected, actually. There is online battling.
Okay.
Yeah, that was apparently like a bad translation or
Okay.
something, and that has been corrected, which is nice. Comes out November 16th, $60 US. That was not the end of the announcements though, because there will also be a little Pokeball accessory, and just to I guess to instill to everybody who's just learning about this game now how simple it is. There's basically a little Pokeball. I'll call it controller for now.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's less of the size of like a cue ball. It's smaller than that. And basically, it's got an analog stick on it, and you can control this entire game with that thing, with the analog stick and one button.
Yep.
You do a throwing motion of the Pokeball to catch Pokemon, and you select your moves and click to do battles. That's it. That's all you need for this game.
Yeah.
You can play this whole
Pretty
game with just a
simple, yeah.
Pokeball.
Yeah. Pretty simple.
That thing we don't have a price on. It might be $50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, you could take your Pokemon with you though, right?
Yep. You charge it with a USB.
But what does that do?
Like,
what's the point of taking it?
they make noises.
There's got to be a point, right?
Yeah, they're not going to level up because they don't. Well, they do have levels though. The Pokemon themselves have levels.
Yeah, so maybe it raises their CP or whatever. Like it does. I don't know. And that stuff isn't clear, Brad. There's going to be some
Maybe
incentive to walking
could
around.
you use that maybe to transfer your Pokemon from your phone to the Pokeball?
Yeah.
Where you don't need the Switch actually, maybe.
Right. Maybe that was another thing I should have brought up. Is it's heavy integration with Pokemon Go,
Yeah.
the app.
There's some secret Pokemon you're going to get that they're not saying yet. They
There's
teased
one.
twice.
There's one new Pokemon,
Right.
apparently, yes. And the Alolan forms are the 151 original Pokemon from Red and Blue, but that's it.
Wait, is there a Alolan form of Snorlax?
No, dude.
Yes. Keep it pure, baby.
Keep it pure.
I love it.
You can dress up Eevee and Pikachu.
Yeah.
You can dress them
That
up.
was interesting.
Put some
Sure.
sunglasses on.
And it's worth noting that you can only catch Pokemon by either having this little peripheral or taking the Joy-Con off or physically moving your Switch forward.
If you have your Switch undocked, it's motion controls.
Yeah.
You cannot just press a button to throw the Pokeball.
You have to shake if you're on a plane. you
Yes.
get it.
That's right.
Shake that thing.
Shake it.
Maybe aim it. I don't know, Jones. Or they just said like you'll use the gyroscopes if it's undocked. If you're just holding it like your mobile Switch form, that's how you do that.
Hopefully it's not like too severe.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Maybe it's just aiming, but like, and maybe like we can catch them. Like it's just a benefit if we aim. To me, that's so weird.
Well, they say there's accuracy is somehow involved, and that confuses me greatly.
Yes.
Well, isn't like
Of how
Pokemon
it's gonna
Go, if you
track.
like throw the ball perfectly on their head, it's better.
Right, but in Pokemon Go, it is tracking my finger along the pad of the screen,
Which is 1-to-1, right?
and so there's not only the direction that I send it at, but the speed at which I did that. And this is just all speed, because how do you know what direction I did? Because it's just what's tracking that? It's just the gyro and the controller.
Gyros are amazing.
It's
Brad.
not like it's not the Wii where I got
HD
the
Rumble.
sensor bar up
Yeah.
there, So.
Yeah.
And every single toss we saw in that trailer was, bullseye right in the nose.
Right.
So I don't know what a bad toss looks like.
It's very clear the game is designed around the success of
Yes.
Pokemon.
We were
Go.
talking about that before.
Right. That it was probably at the peak of Pokemon Go. They
Yeah.
said let's greenlight this game
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
great. How can we make more money off this? Capitalize on it.
Yeah, it's not clear from the Q&A how long it's been in development. I mean, maybe it wasn't from the peak of Pokemon Go. Eurogamer stands by their Pokemon Stars thing. They said there's like Stars was a thing at one point. They decided not to do that. We have this year. Ian, we're all pretty down on this game. And you said you're playing it.
Yeah.
What
Let's
would-
Go Eevee and what you call it?
Well, let's go
Pikachu.
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 But
yeah.
you're Let's Go Eevee, right?
Oh, Eevee for sure.
Ian, you've never played a Pokemon game?
I mean, I played Pokemon Go.
Yeah, so
But-
why? Yeah, I guess that's it, right? Like, this is like
Target audience.
target audience. You were that, and you were willing to play this game.
I'm interested in playing it, yeah.
Why this and not other Pokemon games?
Well, because it's on the Switch and I didn't have any of the other things.
Sure.
There you go. Bam.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I'm a little less enthusiastic than I was before. Now seeing that it's, like not real battles and it's basically Pokemon Go on the Switch. I mean, I'll get it for sure, but whether or not I'm gonna be as excited as I would be if it was a real full-on game. 2019 though, boo.
Yeah, good transition, Ian. Along with this, which I think they kind of predicted,
They knew.
the core fan base, whatever we should be called, would be disappointed with this announcement. It was said, hey, and also there's a Pokemon game coming in 2019 that is exactly the one you're expecting.
The real deal one.
Second half of 2019. And I think they even used
That
the
was the
word
one they
core.
learned from Metroid.
Yes.
They're like, oh, whoops.
Because it is kind of like an unusual Pokemon thing. Like last year at E3, they said, "Hey, we're making a game for Switch next year,"
Yeah.
and so it is. This is like an unweird. It's a weird thing that they don't usually do is announce their games way ahead of time and just say, "Hey,
You're
that's
right.
coming."
You're right.
And in this case, it's Damage Control, I believe. There's not much to talk about
Smart.
that 2019
Smart.
game. It's the one I'm going to be more attached to for sure, and I think it's the one that's going to blow people away more. Which will sell better? Which game will sell better?
Sell?
On
Yes.
the Switch, the two Switch games?
Yes.
Oh,
Between
2019.
Let's Go and 2019.
I think 2019 will
2019,
sell
man.
better. Like, because this is a full-blown game. This Let's Go Pikachu Eevee.
Yeah.
That's 60 bones.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, when people find out that what it is, I don't know if a lot will be willing to spend 60.
I think Let's Go is going to sell better. I think this game is going to sell like bonkers.
I'll take
As
that
Ian
bet.
just said, it's like you got to Switch, right? It's just like, oh, there's a Pokemon game on my Switch.
But yeah, but he'll come around when they do the real deal one.
No
And
way.
they'll have two versions.
No, because here's the 2019 is going to have like some dumb legendary on the box. It's got like too
People
many
love those
edges
dumb
on it.
legendaries. You buy it every time.
Yes, I do. And it's just going to be like some gross monster, and it's like Pokemon Excelsius, and just like Ian's going to say, look, no, I don't want to play Excelsius, right, Ian?
But for every
If it was called Excelsius, I would play the hell out of it.
But for every Ian, there's got to be some.
There's
some
one me.
core Pokemon
There's
fan
me.
Yeah, I mean,
that's not into this. That's not into Let's Go.
yeah.
It's
Well,
like, all right, okay, or maybe I'll get it, but I'm not gonna like put a lot of time into
That's
it.
what
but,
I
like,
think, John's, yeah.
Totally there in 2019.
I feel like all the core Pokemon fans are still going to play Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, and I think it is broader. I think there will be more people.
Okay,
around
But
see
it.
what you're saying,
I'm
yeah.
not, dude.
Okay.
I'm not playing it. I'm not a core Pokemon
You're
fan.
not playing Let's Go?
Hell no.
Whoa.
I'm out, dude.
You're out for Let's Go.
Dude, so out.
Jones,
are
are
you kidding
you
me?
in for Let's Go?
I think I have to. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like in the world.
I don't got no
Red, Blue,
obligation
like,
to Pokemon, dude. I ain't no slave to Pikachu.
Wow. Okay.
You gotta earn me back.
Yeah.
You lost to me a long time ago.
That's true. Brad has a history of ignoring the Pokemon games.
No, I've played 4 Pokemon games.
All right, let's list the 4 then.
Red, blue, yellow, pearl.
Wait,
That's 4, baby.
you played both Red and Blue?
Oh, you bet your ass I did.
That's why you burnt out, dude. You don't need both of those.
What do you want from me? That's what they wanted me to do. they
didn't
wanted
know.
me.
They wanted you to trade with friends. They wanted you to buy one and get your friend to get the other one.
Hey, man, my brother wasn't keeping up. I didn't have to buy it. I just borrowed his game.
Okay, yeah.
Then I was like, oh, Pokemon Yellow, all right, dude. And I was
Yeah.
just like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, how many more conversations are we gonna have about Let's Go before the end of November, though? And I just think
This was it. This was our
whenever
conversation.
we finally get a look at Excelsius,
Yeah.
I just think that's going to open up a lot more conversations.
Oh,
that's
you-
going to be that campaign is going to have a lot more progression, from announcement up until launch.
Yes. New mechanics.
Whereas with this,
and
we're like,
everything,
we're done. We got it. It's
Yeah.
it's a Pokemon Go variant for the Switch. A little bit stuff new, but obviously there's, I think nobody wins more today than the people that have been with Pokemon Go since it started.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, all of them are pumped.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting, I think I can appreciate it for that it's not only capitalizing on the success of Pokemon Go, but rewarding people for playing this long. That, like,
Rewarding
can-
you by paying $60.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pay up. Yeah.
You should feel happy.
I think that's the right assessment, Jones. Yeah, I can't get mad about it. What's funny though is you said there's surprises. What's weird is of all the scenes we see, and we know all the Pokemon who are in it. We've seen every scene of this game. You can go back to and say, oh, that's that part of Red and Blue. That's that. There's none of those things are a mystery. Ian, did you want to chime in on that?
No, I want to move your lav.
Oh, okay.
Center or put it a little more to the side there, like toward your boys and not
Oh, yeah,
under
toward
your
us.
hoodie.
Oh, okay.
It keeps getting hit by the hoodie.
Toward my boys. What if I just put it on the hoodie? How's
Keep
this?
getting hit by the hoodie.
How's this?
How
How do we feel? I'm just talking about
Sounds
the microphone.
good.
Great. Let's move on. I don't
Okay.
want to trash on that poor game for too long because I almost feel like it's like Labo. I feel like it's not for us, and this is like why trash on this thing.
Hey, Labo's
yeah.
cool, man.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's fine if people are into it, but
Yeah.
I can still trash on it.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool if you're enjoying it, but I can still make fun of it if I want.
Why, Brad?
Because
Let Ian like this game.
he can.
Ian's
I'm not
first
stopping him
Pokemon
from
game.
getting it.
Okay.
I'm not bullying him. I'm not insulting him at all.
I feel like you're bullying.
I ain't bullying nothing.
I feel
Bullying
fine.
you,
I'm
Nintendo.
okay.
Where are my damn achievements? Come on.
Last week we had the official reveal of Battlefield 5.
Yes.
This is one of the worst reveal events I think I've ever witnessed.
Didn't see it. Tell me about it.
Okay. Daily Show host Trevor Noah hosted this. Almost humorlessly, like jokes occasionally, right? But like didn't implement it. Wasn't clear like why this person was here other than like he's king host. He's like got a charm, right? And he would make jokes occasionally, but it didn't have like a Daily Show
Did
vibe.
any of them land?
Yes, he had some jokes.
Okay, great.
Yeah, but more than didn't. I would say he had like a 300 batting ratio there. Jones, did you watch this?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
I mean, here's what needs to be said. Here's what needs to be said is it started off with people talking at a desk, right? And we're like, okay, let's see that gameplay. And then a little thing pops up in the bottom of the screen that says debut of Battlefield 5 in 20 minutes. And everyone in the live chat, just me, myself watching this, I'm like, what? This is a half-hour event. For the first 25 minutes, showed nothing. Just talked about what Battlefield 5 will
okay.
be, and showed concept art. The first things we saw of Battlefield 5 were concept art for it.
right.
Insane. That was just an insane way to reveal your game. I think there were 100,000 people watching that live. Just
Wow.
a lot of people watching this, invested in this, really curious about what's going to happen. And we were all just strung along by details and dry interviews for most of this event until finally we saw a gameplay trailer. Jones, tell me about that gameplay trailer.
I don't get to talk about the event?
Yeah, you can talk about the event. Yeah, you can.
Well, why? Okay, what I wonder is what benefit does EA have in getting lots of viewership for this thing? So, like, clearly they want to string people along for 20 minutes and not show the trailer until later. So they want people to be like, no, we want you to keep watching, so that we can have viewership up the whole time. Because if we show the trailer at the beginning, then everyone's out. Why do you care? Like, why do you need to have a consistent viewership for 30 full minutes on a Battlefield reveal? Why don't you just show the trailer? I don't.
Yeah, I do want to.
It's so weird to me. I just don't understand the benefit, like what EA is going for there. Like, are they just all in like the locker room somewhere, boasting about their Twitch, viewership?
I think so, Jones. If
is that like some weird mental win in the industry? Like,
I do.
It doesn't translate to dollars. Like,
I think of myself as an EA marketer, right? I'm thinking like I held an event. I had 100,000 people watching for a half hour.
We had stuff trending on Twitter.
Yes.
Kind of thing like that.
I nailed it. If I had the trailer in the beginning, people would have left. I did the right thing. Is probably what the marketer thinks.
Right.
And instead just makes everybody so mad.
It sounds like they should have shown something in the beginning,
yes.
So you would have context for what they're talking about, but then have something else at the end if you really want people to stick around.
Yeah. Instead, we got a release date and stick around for E3. We have more info then. Here's the box art.
Okay.
Yeah. Brad, yes. You shouldn't have an event like this if the only thing you have to show is the trailer.
Yeah, that's not how I would have done it.
You don't do this. You just don't even throw it.
Like, it's cool that the devs are talking about their game and stuff, which could be really interesting, but I think if they showed something first, people would have been a little more happy.
Jones, please do talk about the trailer, though.
So, yeah, then we get a highly, highly choreographed gameplay video.
Oh, yeah.
That is in-engine. If you really want to fight for that, I mean, I think it's rendered. I think it's rendered in engine. I think it was created and choreographed and is indicative of weapons and abilities and stuff that you will be doing in game.
Right.
But you could watch 8,000 hours of Twitch streaming of Battlefield 5 when it comes out, and you will never see anything that will come remotely close to how bonkers that video is.
It's strange because there's a lot of dialogue and like characters in this multiplayer trailer.
Right.
And it ends with like this guy like getting his body over you and going shh. It's like, that's not going to happen in multiplayer. What are you trying to communicate with this?
Well, it's not multiplayer, it's single player.
But it's a multiplayer trailer, right? Because it has like the two teams on the top, and it has like the UI as if we're playing this multiplayer.
Yeah, I think they said specifically in the event, though, the multiplayer, because that's what they're going to show at E3. They're like, stay tuned for E3 to see multiplayer for the first time.
But then...
So I think that was just the mission that you were on. Maybe that the success of the single-player mission that you were on was determined by how many people are surviving on your side versus another side.
Yeah, because we saw people respawning in this trailer.
A multiplayer mode, but single player. It's like plays out like a multiplayer mode, but single player?
I guess.
Maybe clear story beats. I mean, like, it opened with a very long cutscene that I don't know if will actually be in the game or if that was just produced for the trailer. And attitude. Just a very kind of Wild West, like, yeehaw, kind of like ain't war fun, weird vibe.
Braveheart.
Which for me is bizarre for so many reasons. One, it's weird for that war. It's weird not knowing who these characters are. I think that was one of the biggest things, that like if we'd had a little bit of lead up to know like why they're there and what they're doing.
Are they even characters, Jones? Or are they just like our friends in multiplayer?
I don't know.
That's what's so confusing to me. I mean, I guess you're sticking to like that as a single player trailer. Like,
there were just two. There's a man and woman in that trailer that are heavily focused on. That keep kind of bumping into each other.
Yeah.
Throughout this huge.
She's got a claw.
Right, and she's in their promotional marketing, and and she's like the last, one of the last people that wraps up the whole thing. Her looking at you, but just not knowing who she is or what they're doing. Because it looks like, if I knew they were on a mission, like I knew if they were like trying to rescue somebody in that house, or there was like a family they were trying to protect, and the family died, and they were just like, we got to get out of here. But if they're just jumping around, like they're bad soldiers. Like you are all bad at your job. That like you're not. Like, where's base? What are you doing? Where are you going? What's the objective here?
Yeah,
it's if the objective is just to run around and shoot people in the foot and drive jeeps, like. Cool, but
that's why I don't buy it as a single player trailer. I don't buy that as a campaign
get some
trailer.
oomph there,
right.
like.
Because what single player trailer, what campaign story trailer have you ever seen where people respawn? You watch them die and then walk up to you later again in the trailer. That never happens.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I was confused.
It was a very bizarre blend. It tried to be like everything you could want from Battlefield all at once.
I think that's what that trailer was meant to be. You don't spend a half hour leading up to that trailer.
Yeah, she gets shot. Then she's like back, and I was like, wait, is that the same lady?
Same lady, yeah. She just respawned.
Man, yeah.
Or just takes the hit, classic Hollywood, just a
she
flesh
looked,
wound.
she looked like she was in pain,
and I think
dying.
she gets smushed at one point. Like, yeah, she's respawning. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to say about that,
Clones.
but like we got so much to talk about this week.
Jango Fett.
Wait, I thought he gets his head chopped off, Jango.
No, the clones are of him.
Oh, got you. Great. Here's a weird thing about Battlefield 5 is its release date. So October 19th is a release date for everybody. All right? If you're willing to, if you just want to spend $60 on this game, that's your release date. If you want to spend $80
That's
on
what I
this
was going
game,
to ask, yeah.
October 16th. If you want to be part of EA Access, October 11th.
Ooh.
So that's a weird thing is like that's how we have to report release dates for EA games.
Yeah, weird. It's like 3 different ones.
Yeah, we have 3 different release dates. Whatever, how much you want to spend is what you get out of it. Crazy. Yeah, October, yeah, it's a crazy October. This is just a crazy fall we have coming up.
But hats off to EA because I thought we were done with trailers like that, but EA's fighting hard.
Trailers like what?
Just the choreographed, gameplay. Like,
Yeah,
No,
trailers.
Killzone 2.
like we got Metro Exodus was like that at last E3.
Yeah, that did seem choreographed.
But
yeah.
I could kind of tell and was like, oh, okay.
Or at least playing
it's up
through
to
a
you.
level, right?
But they
Yes.
specifically have the moment where like the HUD comes up and it's like, no, here we go to very much not gameplay. And it's
Yes.
like, how dare you?
Yeah. And just having a car drop while you still have the HUD up, it's crazy to me. Yeah, and then there's some guy
That was
shushing
weird.
me. I don't want that in multiplayer. I don't want
in
that in
the
single
middle
player.
of an
Yeah.
intense fight,
Yeah.
there's like dudes all around, and he's just like, shh,
Oh my god.
they don't see me.
Yeah. Last thing I want to talk about Battlefield 5 though is they're prominently saying no loot boxes. This is their tweet. No loot boxes. No premium pass. All players have access to the same maps and modes in Battlefield 5. Keep your squad together, no matter the front.
Good vibes. Sounds like damage control from Battlefront.
It is. And we were
100%.
kind of like guessing last week,
Sure,
like,
of
will
course.
EA take this kind of direction? They're taking that direction
But
hard.
Good vibes. I approve.
Yeah, I mean, those are good vibes, Brad. I just,
But
is
what's
there,
the catch?
right. Is when that game launches on October 11th or 16th or 18th, will I not be able to spend additional money on this game?
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, you're going to be able to. You're going to buy emotes. You're going to buy outfits.
Yeah.
You're going to buy skins for your guns.
And face paint. It looks like
Face
they're going to
paint,
monetize
custom-
face paint.
You're going to have like
yeah.
dollar signs for face paint. It's
Yeah,
gonna be rad.
I think that's it. I think maybe they just do the Fortnite thing where like, hey, you can buy these things.
Yeah.
Go ahead. And some of them are only money. They might just do something like that.
V-Bucks.
Yeah.
Coming to Battlefield.
And-
B-Bucks.
And I guess we all like that. Get
B-Bucks.
Get your B-Bucks.
Yeah.
I wonder, oh, shoot, if it'll be like EA, like you can spend your
EA
EA bucks
dollars.
on any games you want to.
Oh,
Yeah,
Disney dollars.
it's cool. It's cool they're going to be stressing that stuff. It's cool that maybe they'll monetize nicer this year. We'll see.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And it is cool to me that they're getting in front of it with no premium pass, no
Great,
loot
yeah, it's
boxes.
good.
Yeah.
It's good news.
And I guess we talked about it last week. Call of Duty's kind of doing something similar. Their season pass only works for zombies. For maps, all the maps coming into Call of Duty will be free
Hold
to
up.
everybody. No more map packs
Hold
for
up.
Call of Duty.
Do you
What's
think
up?
this Battlefield will have a campaign?
Yeah. It's going to be similar to what they did with Battlefield 1, I guess, where you're just hopping around the world and
okay.
doing stories like
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they also wanted to say, like, hey, and we're also doing a campaign-ish
Oh, okay.
multiplayer mode
Gotcha.
where there'll be multiple days. And if you win the day, that'll have consequences on day 2.
Campaign-ish multiplayer?
Story-ish multiplayer,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
This weird
Okay.
kind of idea where, like,
All right, let's
like
see.
that.
Yeah, let's
like
see
a
how it
World War
turns out.
II-esque, like, battle over days.
Yeah,
I like
'cause
that.
Their campaigns are usually not great from what I remember, so I wonder if they're just like, yeah, we'll try something different now.
Sure, yeah. Apparently shorter bursts.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that the job that it had to do was differentiate itself from
Battlefront?
from World War II last year, Call of Duty World War II.
Oh, yeah.
And we're doing another World War II game a year later, and at least it differentiated itself. It does have a different vibe.
It definitely
Yeah,
does that.
Yeah. But man, they could have done that so many better ways. Before we get into our E3 press conference preview, which I'm really looking forward to doing,
Heck yeah.
we got one more news story that was pretty big this week that I just like don't want to talk about anymore. Is PUBG Corp suing Epic Games Korea. We talked about it already on this podcast. And actually, if you go to YouTube and watch Help Us Out Hogue number 3, you'll hear us talk about it. If anything happens out of this, we'll address it. But I just don't see it happening. I just don't see, like, it's just frustrating to me at this point. I just don't want to talk about it. Yep, let's talk about E3 press conferences.
Yeah, baby.
I just love doing this.
Let's go.
So on Sunday, June 10th, at 6:30 p.m., we will have the Bethesda press conference. Last year, it turns out they waited so long just because they wanted darkness. They had an outdoor event, and they wanted the night to be black before they started their whole press conference. So now, thankfully, they are doing it at
Sorry to
6:30.
interrupt. Is there an EA one Saturday before this?
Yeah, we did EA last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
apologies.
Yeah, so over the
I see.
Brad,
You do it every week.
should have made that clear to the people who are just turning in this week too. So yeah, last week we did Microsoft and EA. This one we'll do the next 3, and then we'll do Sony and Nintendo next week. So yeah, we break them up. We break them up on how we do these previews. Because Brad, there's so much to say. There's just so much to talk about. Bethesda, I want to talk about its vibes before we talk about individual games. I want to talk about the Bethesda type shows. Last year they dedicated themselves hard to the carnival aesthetic, to the it was more of like
Theme park.
an amusement park, theme park aesthetic, and they really stuck to it. They were like, and now we're going to this part of the theme park, and they had a map and everything.
Yeah, it was for like games.
Yeah, do we see them sticking so hard to a theme this year?
Yeah, I think they're into that.
Yeah, I kind of think so
they're
too,
into
dude.
that,
I think they are. It was just kind of fun in a press conference way for them to like try.
It was something different. So.
Yeah. Basically, in their promotional materials, they're showing little paper cutouts. I wonder if they'll stick to that kind of thing. Jones, what do you think? What do you think a Bethesda press conference is like?
What this one will be like, or just
What does this one be like, and what are they like so far? What makes a Bethesda press conference different?
Definitely lots of attitude. Definitely a pride in their company. They love talking, really kind of like presenting themselves as just a specific core company that's been working very hard on very specific products. I just get a really grand sense of pride. Like when you see EA or Xbox or something for PlayStation, there's so many different experiences where it's like obviously the Bethesda games kind of have a similar flavor across all of their stuff.
Yeah.
Like lots of high action, lots of not necessarily gore on all fronts, but just like lots of brutal action. And yeah, so I think maybe the playful vibe kind of counteracts that. Like I loved the theme park stuff.
Did you love that?
I saw Bethesda last year when I was on Keeley's All Access, and then came back here and was like, that was fantastic. Like a lot of other people were not.
Yeah, it's funny.
We're not hip to that one because it was weird that Pete Hines came out and then there wasn't anything after. It was just a bunch of videos. So it was like, why did we need to be there? So obviously, I think we're gonna have more people talking out, demoing specific stuff. I think it all depends on what they're going to show, though. I think there's going to be more different announcements this year.
Yes.
I don't think they're necessarily going to rest it all on a couple big things. So I think some of the things will be big gameplay demos. Some of them will be just logo, maybe a quick trailer announcements, and some will be like a DLC for something.
I forgot,
Evil
Jones.
Within's a
I
great
forgot the
example.
first time they had one. It was Todd Howard just talking for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I forgot that was a Bethesda press conference as well. You're right. I bet you're right. Originally, I was thinking they would just stick to Pete Hines, but you're right. They might.
I think they want to make them really exciting. And so I think where it raised the question last year, why is this a press conference? Why do we have a stage? There was a lot of on-site components that anyone watching at home did not get to experience, where everyone that was there at the press conference walked out into an actual carnival with carnival food and demos and
that's
a
cool.
fun ambiance. But obviously for me at home, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
And so
You don't care if it's day or night either. Yeah.
yeah, and so, but we complain about talking heads a lot. We're like, just show the footage, just show the gameplay, just show the trailer. And so I think Bethesda maybe took that to heart, too literally, to be like, okay, yeah, let's just have an introduction and then get right to the good stuff. And I think if we're going to be there in person, we want a little bit of a balance. It is fun to bring people out to talk about something, but if we're watching that instead of watching something or with no context, then it can kind of drag.
I want to talk about the games that we'll probably see. Because they've been doing some fun things with them. Rage 2 is definitely a lock.
Yep.
That was just announced recently.
for sure.
And I'm kind of really excited to see how they demonstrate Rage 2.
Which I think will be an extended gameplay. I think that'll be one of the big rich
One of their blowout
things we
things.
can really sink our teeth into. Because apparently they were going to announce it before anyway.
Yes.
So this wasn't something that got stolen from the press conference.
Right.
And so I imagine they're going to be like, okay, you saw that before, now let's take a longer look at a mission from Rage 2. We're picking this up, we're 2 hours in, we just got our car for the first time, we need to drive it from here to here to get a new part, and we'll see a little bit of everything. I'm curious if we get into the carnivals. Speaking of carnivals, if we get into the kind of like Smash TV stuff that was in Rage that was not some of my favorite kind of like Riddler challenges. Like
I think so though, Jones, because we got hints of it in that trailer, but like we see like the combat of Rage 2 almost seems about managing a big group of enemies.
Right.
Like why not just stick you in an arena where we don't need an excuse to
bodies
drop
being shot out of canyons and you're shooting them.
Yeah. Like why not do that again? And they're clearly going for something aesthetically with Rage 2. And so, beyond just like demonstrating the gameplay, I'm excited to see how they sell the game to people. They need to sell it to more people who bought the Rage.
We're going to sell it as wacky.
One.
It seems wacky to me.
It seems wacky, right?
They're doing it now, like super wacky.
But like wacky murder.
Yeah.
That's all right. Like it's wacky murder. Like I think we're kind of nailing Bethesda because it's not, none of their games are for children. Not a single one of them.
Yeah.
They don't want anyone younger than 14 playing any of their video games.
Maybe like, wait, what's the card game? Is it like Legends?
Elder Scrolls Legends.
Yeah, just Elder Scrolls Legends.
Even that, Jones, they're clearly not marketed towards children. It's
right.
Card game murder.
They don't have like goofy edges or anything. It's like all like.
What about Fallout Shelter?
Yeah, Fallout Shelter again is like goofy murder, right? It's like wacky murder. It's like
I guess,
Well, it's not
yeah.
murder, but they deal with like, gassing and stuff.
Yeah,
There's some extreme stuff even at Fallout.
right,
Yeah.
and like women getting pregnant because like just some guys wander into their rooms. Yeah,
it's
like,
the apocalypse,
Yeah, and so I think it's that kind of aesthetic. It's just like we're not taking this too seriously, but like don't let kids play our games.
And I think that's one of the things I'm a little nervous about. Yeah, the playfulness of Rage. I don't want to see dudes walking out in costume on stage or have people.
You're
like,
right. I do not.
Or
want
are they
that.
going to have that at the show? I wonder if they're going to have some cosplayers
They're going to have someone
walking around.
breathing fire.
Yeah, man.
They had the live action trailers. So
And that
like,
was
they
so
love,
bad, yeah.
They love the costumes and the hairstyles and
They spent a lot of money on
art
those
and everything,
costumes. They can't just use it once.
Yeah. Gulp.
Gulp. There's been some teasing for Prey DLC.
Oh.
Showing the moon, showing images of the moon and things like
Ooh,
that. Yeah,
cool.
there's a lot of stuff happening on Twitter.
Haven't heard about that at all. Great.
Oh, I love this kind of thing, actually. They added achievements on Steam to Prey. If you believed they put a man on the moon was like the name of all the achievements, you put them together.
Interesting.
Yeah,
That's
so
fun.
that kind of fun stuff of like updating, like,
That's
hey.
cool, yeah.
Yeah, so like we'll see stuff for Prey. We'll see some moon stuff for Prey.
Great.
I think that's fun. I think you can tease
yeah.
stuff. Because a lot of people were talking about like there's so much was potentially spoiled for E3, but we still haven't seen these games. So I think it's fine if you put out clues there, and it's like if you really want to dig in, you can kind of like lay out what we're going to have. We'll have that one extra surprise that you didn't know.
Yeah.
Like an Elder Scrolls 6 or something would be a nice little cherry on the sundae at the
That'd
end.
be crazy.
And it's very likely that listeners right now are wondering why we're not talking about this thing. Basically, what was started this morning is on the Bethesda's Twitch, a live stream of a still that says "Please stand by." It's like the TV thing when the TVs would go offline for no reason.
Classic
They'd say "Please stand
Fallout."
by."
Yeah,
Classic
they have
Fallout,
that Fallout a
and a
lot.
Pip-Boy bobblehead.
Yeah.
They're teasing something again, and Jones, I don't think they're ruining it. I don't think it's going to ruin the people standing up in their seats going, but it makes I'm looking more forward to whatever Bethesda has to show.
Yeah, I think it's just a little appetizer too.
Yeah.
Like not like we were saying earlier, probably like maybe a Switch port of Fallout 4
No way,
or
dude.
something like. Why not?
Well, I mean, I don't even want to guess right now because it's one of those things where everybody watching and listening to this already knows more than we do.
Oh yeah.
I love the tease. I love that there was 100,000 people watching nothing. They were watching a tease.
Well, they were in the chat.
Yeah,
That's
it's the
what you're
community.
signing up for.
Yeah. And so it's weird because I realized that I just said earlier that it was a waste of time for Battlefield 5 to just say nothing for a half hour. This is so different to me. To me, this is fun. This has an energy to it.
And way cheaper. My goodness.
Yes. Right. They didn't need to hire Trevor Noah.
Cheaper.
They didn't need to build a whole set. They built a whole set just for that one dumb reveal event. Spent so much money on that. A live audience. There was a live audience that was there to laugh at jokes. You're right, Jones. That's nuts.
Yeah.
But for them to I gotta get these. I'm losing this audience. I gotta tell more dumb jokes to get them interested because they're all just sitting around. I wonder if they prepped them, man. I mean, it's like one thing to watch the Battlefield stream and be bored. It's another thing. You're like, why did we come to when you're that friend that was dragged out by another friend. You're like, we could be getting ribs right now.
I was kind of like looking for that when they showed the audience at the end of the thing. Just like, who was the person who's not happy to be here? And I'm sure it was like half the people, right? I like their energy. I like the way that they do, as Jones, you just said, like it's not ruining E3 to tease as they do. I kind of like the way they do this.
It's fun.
And
Sucker for a countdown.
Yeah.
as you said, Jones, I still believe they have that surprise. I still believe they have that thing.
Please.
We have to talk about Starfield.
What?
Starfield.
That's not what I want to talk about.
Yes, dude. So Starfield is a game that Bethesda trademarked it way back from 2012. I saw 2013. And basically, we don't have a lot of solid rumors about this. And so basically, people have been wondering about what's going on with Starfield, what kind of game it is. People on 4chan saying, "Hey, I was working on this game. I was a coder on this game." And then just like that wasn't announced yet. I feel like this is the E3 of Starfield.
Maybe.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Will it be first person?
Yeah, apparently it takes place in the Fallout universe. Okay, again, these are rumors, just going off rumors, speculation.
I have not caught up on this at all.
Space exploration, randomly generated stuff, kind of like planets and things like that, bases to check out, dock into. Yeah, space
Getting
exploration.
like shades of No Man's Sky right here.
Yeah, but
Wait.
from Bethesda. Go ahead.
Is this or is not the toy thing?
That is Starlink.
No, yeah.
Okay.
No, we're
All
not.
right.
What was that?
I
Ubisoft?
was
That's
so
Ubisoft.
confused.
Yeah.
Oh, Ian,
Just now.
we'll
I
get,
was like,
we'll get
what?
to Starlink.
we'll get to Starlink.
Oh, okay, good.
This is Starfield. The one who hates
Starfield.
Mondays.
Yeah, loves
is Starfield.
space lasagna.
Yeah, I mean, and not much to guess about it, right? Brad,
Yes.
he said No Man's Sky. I feel like, in a way, they have to say this is not No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
And here's why.
They gotta prove it to us.
Yeah.
They need to show us doing something, like getting off a ship and blasting aliens or something like that.
Yeah, and I think show a skill tree, show
Show a skill tree, safe bet.
like a path, give us a story, give us a focus. I
Dude, it
think
should
they
be
have
in
to
the
do that.
Doom universe. That's what it should be in.
I believe
Unless Doom universe is in the Fallout universe already.
there's a word we can't say. I believe all Bethesda games are in the same universe. They're in the same dream. I believe all
Speaking
Bethesda
of the
games.
Bethesda universe,
Yeah.
space I think is something I haven't really explored yet.
Yeah.
I think it's a great new addition to their lineup.
Right, like Prey and Doom are space sci-fi, right? But like we haven't explored space.
Yeah.
Yeah,
haven't been in a
Doom, you're
ship
usually just on,
flying
like, a
around.
planet. You're like
And
on
Prey and
Mars.
Doom are certainly different vibes. And yeah, you had Unreal and Dishonored on that. I just think that there are lots of fun genres that they're exploring.
Well,
so
and like the space of Doom or Prey are very sci-fi, whereas the space of Fallout is like, hey, the planet sucked, so we had to leave, and we kind of like had to just throw it together. Like that's a whole cool other vibe that I don't think a lot of other things have done. It's cool. I'm excited about this. I didn't know anything about this.
Yeah, and I mean, it could really still not exist. That was an old trademark that just keeps getting renewed. Like, it could still be nothing. But that is the most fun thing to speculate about, I think.
No, man. The most fun thing to speculate about is Doom 2.
I don't think that's happening this year,
Doom
dude.
2.
Why this year?
Well, you can get a little tease for it. It doesn't have to come out this year.
You're right. But it does seem like another Bethesda thing is to
All they
announce the
gotta
game
do
the
is
same
show
year you're releasing it.
I think they might change that.
The
this year.
double-barrel
Okay.
shotgun and putting like 2 shells in it.
Just
that's
tease.
it.
Okay, I like that, Brad.
Oh, man. I'd be
Yeah.
so hyped.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't expect them to like announce any games outside of their established tone. You know, I don't expect them to have any rated E for everyone. Like, I don't expect them to have any like goofy games.
Battle Royale.
Yeah, I don't expect them to have any battle royale games. Even though, what is it, Quake Champions?
Yeah.
Apparently
Not
not
a
doing
battle
great, right? But like, I don't see them doing
A
like
battle royale mode
Yeah,
for
I
Quake
don't, I don't see that
Champions, huh?
happening. Yeah, I see it being a pretty good press conference.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm looking forward to it.
Potential.
Yeah.
A lot of potential for cool stuff.
I get a sense, as opposed to EA, which we've already talked about, I don't
Yeah.
think EA learns from anything.
Yeah.
And I think Bethesda does. I think
Yeah, sure.
Bethesda deep down is like, this is not only a fun, this is not only a great opportunity to let people know about the games that we're doing, to get more information about our titles, but press conferences are fun. Like, we want to do a press conference because they're fun. And
Yeah.
like, we want
Yes.
you to be as excited for our stuff as you are for Ubisoft and Square Enix and these other companies.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
and they make big stuff. You know, they don't make small games. All their games are just huge.
When did Fallout 4 come out?
Except for Shelter and the mobile stuff. But.
Fallout 4 was 3 years ago? Well, 3 falls ago. I think so, right? Or is it the year before last?
2015?
I want to say 3. 3 sounds right.
I'll check.
Yeah, it's 2015. Yeah. It was the year that game trailers ended.
Getting close to
That's
maybe that
2016.
Elder Scrolls time.
Well, sorry. Well, game trailers ended in like February. I'm thinking like the
Oh,
12 months.
2016,
Yeah. So yeah, it's 2015.
Right.
That's right. You nailed that. Jones, that's so. You talk about somebody really wanting to have a press conference.
November 10th, 2015.
November 10th.
There you go.
Another company that really wants to have a press conference is an indie game publisher called Devolver.
Yes.
They will be having another press conference that Sunday at 8 p.m.
And we are talking about it.
Not for too long. I'm not going to guess. I don't want to guess about what they're doing. No, but I feel like it's worth bringing up.
Well, the fun thing about their press conference is you have no idea what they're going to throw at you. Like
Yeah.
this is a developer that is not, or this is a publisher that doesn't have like, oh yeah, that Devolver smell. It's just kind of like they just pick up strange
names.
stuff, and,
Yeah.
and some of it misses and some of it hits, and certainly after last year, who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you even escalate? I think you
I
escalate
think it'll
in
be
an opposite direction.
completely opposite.
Yeah. That's the only way I can see it happening. If you try to like make another head explode, I will not laugh.
They'll be like super serious
Yes.
in a jokey way.
The next morning, a press conference I'm very excited about. A huge publisher. Jones, I don't see the enthusiasm behind this publisher. I don't see that like, hey man, I really want a press conference. I just see like them saying, I want a presence. And that is Square Enix at 10 a.m. on that Monday of
Yeah.
June 11th.
Yeah.
Square Enix is having a press event. It will not have a live audience. It will be a video. It'll be like a
Right.
Nintendo
Cool.
Direct-esque thing. And when I was preparing this podcast, when I was looking through what they might show, I was getting sweaty. This
Oh, yeah.
might be the best one.
Yeah.
This one might be very,
get
very
And they
sweaty.
haven't done one in a while, so
Yes.
it's just like, what
They're
happened?
ready to
Yes.
go,
What
baby.
announcement was it that pushed this over the edge? They're like,
Yeah.
we're going to be on the calendar.
Exactly, Johns. Yeah, because if you look at the press conference they had, I think in 2016 was when they had the press conference. It was bad. It had a lectern, had people speaking in front of slides behind them.
Right.
They can't do that this year. They know, but they listened. It won't be that. Let's just go through the games. Well, let's start with this one. The one I think has the most to prove, but might not. Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Will show gameplay, and I expect to see gameplay first during Xbox's press conference, but I also expect it to have a presence in this video.
Yeah, for sure will.
What can they show? After Xbox shows a gameplay demo, what can Square Enix do to get people excited about Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider?
Do you think it'll just be the same trailer?
We've already had some, of our crew
Might be
already
the same.
play it, and so...
But people haven't seen gameplay. Normies, Jones, I have only seen screenshots.
So it's tough to speculate,
Oh, sure.
having had it like described to me.
Show some combat, show her walking around jungle or something.
To me, it's just like so weird. Like their Japanese stuff outclasses it. Like it's just like you compare like the hype. Imagine Twitch chat during Tomb Raider, and then imagine it during Kingdom Hearts 3. And the thing is, like, I know just based off comments, we have a lot of people who love the Tomb Raider franchise who are watching this podcast, listening to this podcast,
Yeah.
and I get that. To me, I can't imagine it bringing the E3 hype. I can't imagine it showing well in this Square Enix
I think if they
presentation.
didn't show already it kind of thing,
Yeah.
or we didn't get the hands on it, whatever kind of thing. If it's just like boom, Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I guess I think
Like,
the way to do
wow.
it is just show like amazing animations that you wouldn't expect, like Lara Croft pulling off cool moves. I feel like that's how you like get attention in this kind of presentation. Just like, oh, and not story-wise. I think story-wise, the ship has sailed. I don't think you're gonna amaze people that way.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm hung up right now.
Yeah.
It's just kind of getting more into details of like what,
wild.
you're selling a big picture here of these big emotions, and like I need events to latch onto those things to really start to dive into what's happening in this game.
Yes.
And you can't do that in 5 minutes.
Maybe you can, Jones. Maybe one of those underground pyramids. The tombs. Like maybe one of that pyramid just like collapses and it looks really cool.
I'm just
Set
thinking, I
piece.
wonder if this is
Yeah.
going to be kind of in the interest of time type of thing, where like
Yeah.
we need to show you a bunch of different scenes so you can see like how much could happen
Yeah.
in just one level.
Right. I think this is gonna be pretty snappy. Let's talk about Kingdom Hearts 3.
Okay.
Let's.
We haven't had the Sony press conference at this point, so this is, I think, the first Kingdom Hearts 3 we're going to see of E3. No, actually, I think Microsoft's going to have some Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, possible.
That's my guess. But yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of Kingdom Hearts 3 in this presentation. I almost think this presentation, half of it exists.
Oh, there's gonna be more.
Because they want to sell a lot of Kingdom Hearts 3 this
baby.
year.
It's this year, dude.
Yes.
Sell it. Let's go. Blow the floodgates open.
When was Kingdom Hearts 2? Was it 2002?
2005.
2005, okay. So 2005. It has
Here.
been a long time
In America.
since a numbered Kingdom Hearts game
I've been waiting.
has been released.
I've been waiting.
Skipped a whole
It's been in
generation.
the crock pot for a long time, baby.
It's been a
It's
crock
getting
pot,
done,
Brad.
dude.
Yes. So do you think we'll see?
Oh, it's been the crock pot with every like Square Enix IP.
Do you think trailer and gameplay in this
Oh, yeah.
presentation, in this one thing?
Oh yeah, we're gonna see some stuff.
Yeah.
We're gonna see some stuff.
Yeah.
Disney Worlds, we'll see, right?
New Disney World probably. Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think we'll have a clear. I think the story will be the clearest after this trailer. After this E3, to anybody who doesn't play Dream Drop Distance, they will know what the Keyblade War is all about. They will have some context for what Sora needs to accomplish throughout the rest of the story. It's
and I'm actually kind of, as an outside observer, Brad, I'm actually kind of more pumped for that. You know, like I know we can probably guess like what that world is that we're gonna see, but like I'm looking forward more to. I mean, hearing the voice actor who's going to take over for Nimoy is going to be interesting. I'm curious if he's going to speak up in this trailer. I think that'll be the first time we hear whoever that is.
Yeah.
And poor actor probably can't even say until after the game comes out. But that's me, by the way.
Oh yeah,
We're pretending to be Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see just even a little tease of kind of these big moments that are not in Disney worlds, that are not featuring these classic characters, that are more focused on the fact that like we are wrapping this up. And that's not just a guess. Like they've specifically said, and many times Damiani stated in that timeline several times, this is it. This is the end of that Xehanort era.
Like saga or something.
Of course, we'll have Kingdom Hearts games continue, but this is the end of that story.
The prophecies have foretold these events.
Yes.
And they are coming.
Yep, been leading up to this for a long time, baby.
Yeah, it's extremely exciting. You like that?
Oh,
sounds like it's podcast hack time!
the following are the official sponsors of Easy Allies for the month of May. Scorn, an atmospheric horror adventure currently in development at Ebb Software, set in a nightmarish universe of odd forms and somber tapestry. Go to scorn-game.com for more information. Unique to Me design. Looking for a gift for that special someone they will treasure for a lifetime? Or maybe a little something that says, I care. With rings and bracelets, necklaces, and more, Unique to Me design has a wide range of custom-made jewelry for all tastes. Enter the coupon code ALLIES25 for 25% off of your order. That's etsy.com/shop/unique to me design. Simon Anderson. Mango. iKeyless. iKeyless.com is proud to sponsor Easy Allies. If you need a replacement car key or remote, use offer code EASY at checkout for free shipping and 30% off of your order. El Thanis. And our mega sponsors, Blue and Hogue Law, business law firm. Whether you're starting a business at level 1, stuck fighting the dreaded fundraising boss, or finally cashing out with a well-earned high score, you need a good business lawyer at your side. And now, that good business lawyer has a YouTube channel, one with at least one video, which Ian Hank has called really well written, and Kyle Bossman has called easily shareable. Check it out at youtube.com/HOEG Law. All of these links are available in the description. Thank you to our sponsors.
I gotta be careful. Do you think I accidentally plugged Hogue again earlier on in this podcast?
You totally did.
I did. That's gonna show up in next week's blurb.
I know.
We're not finished with Square Enix.
He's listening.
Yeah, of course he is. And we cherish that. Dragon Quest XI, do you think they're gonna sell that hard?
I hope so, man.
yeah.
Do you think so? They never do. They never sell Dragon Quest hard.
I hope they do.
But think now's the time.
Yeah, now is the time, right?
I think, there's a lot of these franchises, your Yakuzas, your Dragon Quest, are all creeping over.
Yeah, so here's my question is, when you watch a Yakuza trailer, it's not for new people. They assume you know all these characters and you know why you should care about all these things. Do you think the Dragon Quest XI trailer will appeal to a broad audience?
Well, Dragon Quest it's different every time, though.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
Right, like Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I guess I mean, like, will it try to introduce Dragon Quest to us?
What do you mean introduce? Like, how
The way they want, if this game is to sell what they want it to sell, it will be the first Dragon Quest game for a lot of people.
Advertise it. They usually don't do that often.
It's true, yes.
Like, give it some time. Tell people what this is.
And you know what's funny? I guess what I'm trying to say in this case is I think a story-oriented trailer for this game would be the wrong choice. I think, as you just said, show Dragon Quest. Show us exploring. Show us fighting. Show turn-based battles. That's fine. Actually, is it action-based?
No, it's like turn. You could like
some hybrid.
I've seen like videos of them like changing it around.
Sure. Yeah. Show that. Don't like if it's just like, oh, we need the tree to keep us alive. Oh, save me! And it's just, the only thing is like cutscenes. I think that will be the wrong trailer for this game.
I agree with you, man.
maybe like, in like the Zelda trailers, how they'll show a bunch of NPCs, so you can just get a vibe of all the
Yes.
different types of fun faces and characters you'll meet.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with little one-liners in there, here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely, and it makes me think that, when I think I was most surprised when Square Enix was announcing their press conference this year, that really got my head spinning about like, okay, what was it? What was that game? What were these things that they're like, we have to have, we got to get this out there and show people, that we have to introduce these games to people. It's not going to be enough just a trailer lost in the wind of E3. Like, we have to have our own time. We have to have our own stage.
Yeah.
And so, I think there's no way they're just going to like not focus on Dragon Quest, I think, because of that.
Heck yeah.
Couple of podcasts ago, we talked about the Avengers game. I expect it to be heavily emphasized here.
I always forget about this.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited. And Jones, I feel like it's one of those games where it can easily garner a ton of attention. It could be one of the top 5 games we're talking about at the end of E3. I think it could blow people away.
If we see gameplay,
Yes.
that is the key.
Like a demo of it.
Yeah, you don't think we'll see gameplay?
I hope, yeah, but I have no idea what this game's going to be.
We had this whole conversation. They're definitely showing gameplay. Come on.
Sure.
If they don't, you're right.
We haven't seen
man.
anything yet, though.
We've
Keep
seen
in
that.
mind,
We don't
though,
know the perspective. We don't know the,
Keep in
Yeah.
mind, man, this
I'm
is
assuming
Square
it's going
Enix.
to be multiplayer, but who knows?
They like their crock pots.
Yes, they do. Square Enix likes their crock pots. Okay, I mean, shoot, we gotta move on already from Square Enix, but like Life is Strange 2, I think is actually gonna be kind of cool. I talk about how
Yeah.
like their Japanese games garner all the attention, but I think like Life is Strange
They
2
got
could
solid,
show
yeah,
well. I think
their
that could be
Western
pretty
games
cool.
are solid, dude.
Avengers we would count, right?
Especially because with Before the Storm, they were like, we're really worked out for the story, but they're like, we're not going to have any special powers or anything like that. And so, like, going back to a continuation of the other story, it's like, sky's the limit if they want to create, like, some kind of weirdo X-Men universe where, like, you meet different people that also have their own, crazy powers and kind of getting into Stranger Things territory.
Yep. Sorry, we got a lot of behind this. Everybody, we're just working these things out, by the way. Please don't write mean comments. Send us your comments. Phrase them in nice ways if you're not happy with how this production is going. But this is our first night trying all this stuff out. We got a switcher now.
Yeah, man.
We're switching camera angles.
Things are going well, but this is the first time we've done it. So yeah, just like cut me some slack.
Cut us some slack.
Doing a great job. Ian.
Okay.
Very clever.
Thanks.
So,
Wait,
What's
Square
up?
doesn't do Octopath, right?
they do, dude.
Okay.
Do you think that's part of this press conference?
Yeah.
Oh
They
yeah,
gotta show
new
it,
trailer.
yeah. They'll show it.
Announce a new character. At least one new character they will announce.
And it's a Final Fantasy.
I think they've
character.
actually announced them all, the Octopaths. I
We
think
haven't seen them in action though, have we?
I think if you were paying attention, yes. Like, I don't mean, Jones, you weren't paying attention. I think if you seek out the trailers and stuff, because apparently they're all named.
Okay, never mind.
Someone told me recently that their names spell out Octopath.
Get ready
the
for
first
this.
letter of their names.
Add a Moggle campaign.
Another shadow drop.
They're gonna add a Moggle, and Kyle's gonna be furious.
No,
Or
we have a
Moogle.
release date for it, Jones.
Moogle.
Oh, I thought
Moogle.
Yeah.
I thought you were doing a bit like
No.
they're called Moggles now.
No, they
No.
could easily add Final Fantasy characters down the line if they wanted.
I love Moogles. There's a particular Moogle named Mog,
Mog,
yeah.
in Final Fantasy VI that I
Yeah.
do not like.
Made Kyle quit.
Yep. Hard out. You know what? We'll save Ubisoft for next week. I want to talk more about Square Enix.
Okay.
Let's dig in. Because People Can Fly, that studio who made Bulletstorm, who made Gears of War Judgment,
Yeah.
confirmed recently they're making a first-person shooter game for Square Enix. Square Enix is publishing. And was that recently? Yeah, I guess it was like earlier in May is when they like promised like, hey, this is actually who we're working for. With, excuse me. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
First person.
Yeah, apparently new IP. They're just working on something. Pretty
Cool.
exciting.
Yeah, it's cool.
Other things to look out for: Project Prelude Rune. Now, the Tales of producer from Bandai Namco left, Hideo Baba, working with Square Enix now, working on a high fantasy RPG, I would call it. If you look at it, you see dragons, you see people with flowing clothes and armor and
Legend
things
of
like
Dragoon
that.
2.
Yeah, well, it's Project. Yeah, well, I don't know, Prelude Rune, right? Like, it's not. No, Brad.
Putting that out there.
Legend of Dragoon is a Sony game.
They can team up.
Square Enix doesn't have any
They
bit
can
of
team
that.
up.
That was announced February 2017, so I expect to see that here. I think they're gonna show some of that game.
Cool, let's go.
Yeah, a weird classic looking RPG from Square Enix.
There
I
you
think
go,
would be
Jones.
pretty sick.
Sold.
Yeah. And then Left Alive. Remember this? This was TGS 2017. Yeah, okay, that would be last year. Last year's TGS. It's a post-apocalyptic mech game. Takes
Front
place in the
Mission
Front
game, right?
Mission
Oh,
universe.
yeah.
That's
Cool.
we got to be seeing
Yeah,
that.
hopefully.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. Let's see more, baby.
I know. So these games that I forgot about until I'm like looking at Wikipedia, it's like, oh yeah, that game. Oh yeah, this game. Oh yeah, that game. Square Enix's video could be very good.
Well, this would be satisfying because we are familiar with these things.
Ooh, we have good news, everybody. This is coming in live. We have another card. We can talk about Ubisoft.
Yay! Let's go, dude.
Okay. So, anyway, that's pretty cool. Square Enix is back. They're doing Monday morning, 10 a.m. Not much
with
later.
Square.
Yeah, coffee with Square.
It's gonna be jolly.
Lunchtime, our sandwiches we're having with Ubisoft at 1 p.m.
Just kidding.
Yeah. It's a sandwich kind of company.
Yeah.
I like starting with the vibes. I like talking about, like, before we dig into games, like what kind of show we expect to see.
Yep.
From Ubisoft, they definitely have a distinct vibe.
Oh yeah.
Very personal vibe, I would call it.
Very cozy vibe. I kind of like. After
Yeah.
last year with Rabbids
Guaranteed dance number every year. So you got that.
It's coming. Just Dance. They got to sell it every year. We
You're
got
right.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
investors right there, baby.
Walking in.
They'll probably do it early too to get out of the way.
You know what? It's kind of funny to look at it in retrospect because I think Ubisoft used to be kind of tone deaf. I think they used to have pretty bad press conferences.
They learned, man.
Yes. Maybe I'm thinking like Joel McHale era with the laser tag and all that.
Well, that was, really, really bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I think they like over wackied it, you know?
Yeah.
I think Aisha Tyler hosted some really good ones, and then last year was no host. They just had their developers come out, and I think that was very effective.
I loved that one.
Yeah, I think that was pretty good.
Oh man, when they had Miyamoto come out
Yeah.
and show the director or whatever of Mario and Rabbids,
Yeah.
like crying. Oh man, it's such good vibes.
Right, yeah, I'd be crying too.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, I want to see that again. I want to see just Ubisoft. Ubisoft being Ubisoft. Mr. Caffeine was Ubisoft.
Oh.
This is what I'm talking about, tone deaf. You know what I mean? Like, that was all Ubisoft. That's their history. So yeah, it is cool to see them be more grounded, still silly, still having a good time.
Jamie Kennedy? Was
That's
them?
Activision.
Oh, okay.
Jamie Kennedy was
Okay,
Activision.
okay.
So again, one of those games that's rumored so hard is just like a lock, Splinter Cell. I think that'll be featured heavily in this, but again, I think it's debuting in the Xbox press conference as my guess.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, I expect to see more of it here. I expect to see the systems during the Ubisoft press conference. I expect to see how it is a living game
More in
during
depth.
the
It'll be like a
Ubisoft
trailer
press
at
conference.
Xbox, and this
Yeah.
will be more in depth.
Yeah. What was
You gotta be careful saying living game.
why?
It's a genre now.
Oh, it is. I mean, Ubisoft said we're making living games. Like they made even use that word on their slides. They love that phrase, Jones.
Weird, but it's hard to attach a living game to a specific one character. Living game usually means like you can.
Yeah, I bet multiplayer.
I'm adding my own character
We're
and I'm
not
playing
all
with a
Sam
bunch of other
Fisher in
friends.
multiplayer. I bet.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. No, the multiplayer in Splinter Cells have always been really fun. Stealth multiplayer, I'm so down for that.
Yeah, that's cool.
What's really interesting is last year
Smoke bombs sneaking up on people.
the
Head
way
snaps.
the way Assassin's Creed was debuted. We saw gameplay first during the Xbox press conference, and then the very good story trailer during Ubisoft's press conference. I hope it's not backwards like that again. And I know a lot of people hate story trailers, I hate CG stuff, and obviously we talked about how we hate CG story stuff. But for Ubisoft games, maybe for Assassin's Creed games, if you have gameplay to show, I think it works to debut it with that CG trailer because they're always so good.
Sure.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a sneak at the end, you know, that you're following some guy that help, I need help, and he's calling back to the government or whatever like that. Like they're at the outside, and like we have somebody on the way, and like but I'm and then like some buff dude comes in to take out this governor or dictator or whatever, and then Sam comes out of the shadows, takes him out.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
were
you
you
need more
waiting
than
for
that.
me? Or
That's
they're
where the
like,
trailer starts, Jones.
Okay.
You need more than the green lights coming out on in Sam Fisher assassinating
But they
someone.
might not have counted on all of the chatter that's been going around Splinter Cell lately.
Nah, they created the chatter.
So I think
they created it.
Yeah.
He's in Wildlands, man. Like they created this.
Yeah, you're right.
They did this. Jones, the way I see it is like another just like very fancy. They've licensed some track that I've never heard of, but like has really nice vocals and like slow motion. I see that kind of CG trailer.
Okay.
Very little dialogue. Because, like, who cares? Who cares what Sam Fisher's up to? I know you do. But, I mean, I don't think that's how you sell a new Splinter Cell game.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah, I just hope it's not personal, because so much of that, I felt the series really got bogged down with like, but Sam's dealing with all this stuff.
Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
like,
Yeah.
I kind of want Sam to not have stuff to deal with. I kind of want him just to be a lone wolf.
Let's just do our job, Sam.
I want to focus on,
I look forward to that. Do you think we'll see Beyond Good and Evil 2?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so it's weird. They've been having updates
Yeah.
over the last year. I think only 2 or 3, not many, where they show the game. It is still in a very rough, very
I think
early
that's going to
state.
end up being like a next generation game.
Yeah, I think it most definitely is, and I kind of like don't want to see it at their E3 press conference.
If it's not ready, I don't know. I mean, don't show it, I guess.
Yeah.
It was such a special moment last year too, and I think it was such a personal moment and such a surprise that I think attaching it to another, specifically an E3 press conference, I think will kind of like bring the project down a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think that's something I'm totally fine. I don't have a problem with games that take. I mean, it's frustrating, but like I don't really have a problem from a campaign perspective of games that just vanish. Like I think as long as you vanish with the idea of knowing that like we're just working on the game, you know, like we
Yes,
just
it's that kind of thing.
you know, like, hey, we stumbled a little bit and we maybe should announce this too early, but we want to learn from our mistake right now and focus on what's important, and that's getting this game to a place that's ready to be shown again, as opposed to, oh no, let's just keep, you know, putting up this front that, no, everything's fine, and we're just, you know, it's another time maybe to look at it again.
And Jones, what I like about it in this case is those videos that they made, the developer videos, are not highly produced. It's not just like, hey, everybody come watch. It's if you're interested in this thing, it's going to be long and boring, but if you're into this, come watch. And so it's not like they're being a secret, but I do like the idea of them getting out of the spotlight. You have to seek them. You have to seek Beyond Good and Evil 2 if you want to see it. And yeah, I think it's not ready for the spotlight again. We need to definitely talk about the highly anticipated Starlink Battle for Atlas.
Is this the toy?
This is the toy,
Oh,
Brad.
man.
Woo!
I'm so out.
Ian's in for that toy.
I'm out,
I
dude.
mean, whatever.
Ian, would you play a game with a toy on the controller?
On the controller.
Probably not. I mean, I'd give it a shot.
Would you really?
I'd give it a shot if they sent it to us.
So like, I love toys. I love video games. It is so hard for me to imagine swallowing my pride and sticking a toy onto my controller and playing that video game.
This is a privacy of your own home game.
Oh, for sure.
You,
right?
you don't play this
I'll let
anywhere.
everybody know.
I mean,
I was
we
playing.
would stream it, but yeah.
You like see my trophies. It's like I know he's playing that. I know he's got a toy on his controller.
Dude, it sounds like a gimmick to me, and it doesn't sound that fun. Like
I think
they're
it sounds-
focusing way more on the toy, I feel like.
Yeah,
And
man.
the game itself will probably not be
Well,
that great.
what sucks is it just sucks that Toys Life failed because honestly, I see it really cool.
They're a couple years too late.
It looks so fun. As if you're a kid, that looks so
if
cool.
you're, yeah, I just think that ship sailed right now.
We need another Pogs. And if this picked up like Pogs, that'd be sick.
It's Fortnite skins.
I don't think this is Pogs.
Nothing can be
No, I think
Pogs.
it's Pogs, dude.
They
Pogs
have
is
learned
a
one thing that it
phenomenon.
took Toys to Life forever to learn, and that is once you get a part, it's in the game, so you don't need to. You can like take the wing off and take another wing and attach it on. At least this was the case last year at E3. But then like once your game registers, like, oh, I got that part now, it's in the game. So then like if you want to just in game switch weapons or rockets and stuff like that, you don't
So
constantly.
some
have
kids
to
not
be-
like,
Oh,
Dad,
sure, sure.
where's the
Yeah.
wing?
You can just have your
Yeah.
favorite ship on there because it looks cool,
Yeah.
and then you can be changing ships to whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe not ships entirely, but like at least specific parts.
Or, I mean, better yet, take the ship off the controller
Yeah.
and be able to do that.
But that's
That'd be
you
nice.
lose that gimmick, dude. You lose that. Like that's what's so fun for kids, man. You got a toy on your game. Like I
don't know,
love that.
I think kids will just be more into playing Fortnite still.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe I'm not giving kids enough credit. Like they like regular games too.
Yeah.
It gives me a little bit of fear. It gives me THQ vibes, old THQ, right before they're about to crash, just spending a ton of money on those stupid pads,
Yeah.
the drawing pads. I just worry that like, hey, maybe don't invest all this money. Please.
I mean,
wait.
I wouldn't be surprised if we just didn't see it.
Yeah,
Period.
could happen.
In the press conference, I would not be surprised if it just kind of shows up at E3, but they don't.
yeah. You're right. Maybe
get
it's
that
not
much
the
of a presence.
again
Yeah.
not the spotlight time.
Some fun Star Fox vibes though from the actual gameplay.
Cool.
Oh, okay.
In that like I'm on the ground now I'm in the air, now I'm in a canyon.
I mean,
now
if
I'm
the
up in
game's
space,
fun, that'd
like-
be great.
Yeah. What if the game's
I
fun?
don't know.
Skull and Bones, we'll definitely see.
Yeah. Went back and played Black Flag very recently.
Okay.
Like a month or two ago.
Just feeling some vibes.
Just
wanted to- yeah.
feeling those pirate vibes, just playing Sea of Thieves, and just wanted to get back out in the open ocean. And like, yeah, I don't know what you show. I guess a big battle, but like,
You show a huge battle. You show like 30 on 30 ships. Just a
guess,
sea
yeah.
full of ships. Even then, right? Even then, Jones is still not excited. What do you show?
Have they said the numbers? Like, have they said how many people play in the thing?
No, I think like they showed 8 and 8 last year, or maybe 8 total. They did not show a lot.
Yeah, I could see 4v4.
Because 30
Yeah.
ships would be astronomical. Like with all the water simulation and stuff, that'd be nuts.
Yeah, it'd be fun. You know what? I realized that even this game debuted with a CG trailer, and another one that I liked just ate it up, slow motion. It was like a woman drowning. But I was like,
that
this
horrible
is.
song though. I can't remember what song they.
I don't remember the song
I
either.
think it was "Get a Little Crazy."
Yes, it
But we're never gonna
was.
survive
Seal.
unless
That's Seal.
That's
gonna be
Seal.
some pirates.
They picked it because of he's named
He's
after
a
an animal.
seal, yeah.
Oh right, the,
Yeah.
the aquatic reference.
Aquatic,
Excellent.
yeah.
Why
Man,
not, why not play something from the band Fish then?
I'm sure that fight. I'm sure if you played that would be a spectacle and that would be fun. Will I want to do that 50 times?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. It
Not
sucks.
me.
It's like For Honor. It's like a lot of those things where I'm like, wow, cool thing that you put together. That's fascinating. I just don't.
It needs a
It's not
killer
going to be the
demonstration.
game. I want to play.
Best of luck. Hope it's cool.
You know what it needs? It needs the ships to make our eyes pop. The customization on the ships can't be minute. It can't be realistic. It needs to be just off the wall in order to motivate us to want to have neon pink flags. To like want to have like a gold ship. Because really I think it's just like, well, this is a technically accurate sales. Like these things would actually be on a pirate ship. It's boring. It's in a way it's like boring. Man, I don't know. I think
Especially
that's
if you're
your
going
sell.
into details about how things are happening. Yeah, you're right. Like I gotta watch that demo and be like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah.
How did they do that? Like when you're playing it, how does that work? I don't want to look at that and be like, right.
Yeah,
aiming
man.
and
Yeah.
switch
Tough sell.
weapons and then you right.
I don't envy them for that thing. Yeah, I think we'll see. Blood is very sure because of all of the exposure of the Crew 2 that it's had so far. He's like, they're gonna show it at E3, so I'll cross off Crew 2.
Okay.
Even though it's coming out after E3, Blood's like, it's too close to E3, they're not gonna bother. Far Cry 5, I think we'll see some of their weird DLC stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Sure.
when that's
They
out.
just announced the date for Vietnam is before E3, right? Isn't that
Is it?
June 5th or 7th, I think?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's a
right
weird
now
day.
you
Yeah.
can buy.
Sure. Yeah. And so what I want to know from you is, do you expect to see some new shocking stuff? Some new shocking like Ubisoft, like Starlink last year. Just like, what is this? Oh, okay. Like that kind of thing. Do you think they still have more of those coming?
Well, that's always a tradition to
Yeah.
have that wacko thing at the
And
end.
last year was
of
Beyond Good
every-
and Evil 2 is what they
Yeah.
ended with, yeah.
Which is kind of more traditional compared to the other stuff. It's always been like a brand new IP.
Sure, but I gotta say, I was blown away by that trailer. That was so bizarre and weird. It was really unique and interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you predict that?
Yeah,
Whatever
steep
that
the year
crazy
before.
thing-
It was steep at the
You
end of that
predict
one.
steep.
Yeah. Watch
Especially
Dogs
after
was one
Watch
of
Dogs
those.
and Division.
Yes.
Before that.
Oh, Watch Dogs 2 could
How do
be
you even
there.
write Division 2 down? We got Division 2. It's
Oh, yeah.
gonna take up like a half hour of
Yeah.
this thing.
Yeah.
They're gonna sell Division 2
Oh,
hard.
they're selling it, baby.
Wow, we'll talk about surprises in a sec, but we need to talk about Division 2 because that game was a huge hit. We need to accept that. That game sold very well and had a continuing player base who continued to play that game. I wonder if it'll be like a Destiny 2 type thing where you can't just rest on it. You can't just say, hey, we're doing more of this and expect the audience to come back and more of that to come back. And so I wonder what you do with Division 2.
New city.
You need more than New City.
Chicago. Suburbs.
The suburbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, some with a little more diversity, so it's not just buildings. Something
Yeah.
with a little more like natural environment. I wonder if
Hawaii.
I haven't played a lot of Division, but like Division's always just humans, right? Like I wonder.
Zombies, Jones.
No, Jones,
No,
watch
not
yourself.
zombies, but like
Infected.
yeah, animals or something. Just something other, something like not like aliens and monsters. Don't just turn to Fallout. But
Yeah,
like,
it's hard for me to tell, Jones. I think that because I didn't like it, but I think the appeal of the Division is its realism. This idea that we are humans, we have on the opposite end of Rag and Bones. What's it? Skull and Bones. This idea that like, oh, we're holding realistic looking guns. Like
Yeah.
this is a survival game, and like we have everything is very grounded. I think it works for the Division.
Sure. It's not like sci-fi space adventure.
Yeah, and so I think like the idea of going into the zone where people can kill people, I feel like that means less if it's this weird game where we have weird mutant creatures, you know? I think you lose some of what makes the
know.
Division special.
yeah, maybe blow up the map more where you're building on that, where it's not just like this is for everybody, this is for people that want to fight each other, where it's like these are now have a synergy between them. Like this whole city kind of has a pulse, and like it really depends on where you are, the activities that you're doing. Kind
The
of like
city has a pulse.
I'm trying to think like there's yeah boy
No,
I fell right into that one.
No, the thing is, I think you nailed it, Johns.
But like, what is it? Like Guild Wars 2, what was it? It was a Warhammer MMO that had that, where it was like different factions will be taking over certain areas.
Yeah.
So like if you log on and you're like, oh, we got this zone, let's do it. And so like everyone in that faction will now run to that zone to try to defend it, and like you'll get more XP or more bonuses for doing quests in that area while your group has it seized or whatever.
But when you say such a thing, it gives me this vision of the Division where not every zone is hostile, right? Like the hubs could be larger, the hubs could be different. You could go, like there could be shops and things that are just kind of like normal, that aren't like your like war zone, you got tents and things all over. Yeah, like it could be the RPG. It could be more of that RPG that I think it was originally pitched as to us. It's like, hey, this is an RPG.
First time vehicles?
No.
There you go.
Yeah. That's so
There you
easy.
go. Yep.
Get a vehicle.
Get
Get
a
a vehicle that
motorcycle.
you and your buddies can own.
Get a chopper.
Yeah, and you can start every mission with that vehicle.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun, Brad. Yeah, the chopper, dude. Nailed it.
End game.
Division 2, choppers. End game. You're right. You got to spend so
You
much.
gotta earn that.
Yeah, so anyway, going back to, like, do you think, going back to surprises, going back to Ubisoft just wowing us, showing something that's not even rumored, do you think they'll have another thing with Nintendo?
Ooh.
These two
They
companies
seem to have
love
a
each
close
other.
relationship, yeah.
Yeah, do you think it's too soon?
Yeah.
Right, because Rabbids DLC is still not even out yet.
I mean, Ubisoft has a
It
lot
just takes
of
a long
teams,
time
man.
to develop that kind of stuff.
Like
So-
they could have started a year ago. I mean, they might have something small to show, like Beyond Good and Evil, like a
Yeah.
trailer.
It's just weird to me. Like Ubisoft, I think was Nintendo's best bud during the Wii U days. Just the
And
games
Wii.
that they were willing to put out. Yeah, but
Red
like
Steel.
Wii U is when all the other people dropped out.
Yeah, and
EA dropped out,
Ubisoft
Activision
was-
drops
was
out,
there
but like
a true
Ubisoft
friend.
is still like,
True
okay,
friend.
we'll make Rayman on you. We'll do this. We'll do Wii Zombie
U.
Zombie U. Thank you. We'll do Zombie U. We'll stick to that. Yeah. And so I think that they could have more than one Nintendo project
sure.
running at a time. But yeah, it does seem early. It does seem like this isn't the year. But yeah, it's just weird.
I don't know. What Nintendo IP could they drag out? They haven't done anything with a while.
I don't know.
Star
man.
Fox.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just. I guess Brad, even they could be making like a Switch game that's exclusive to Switch, like a Rabbids game. Like Rabbids are. What's up?
Pikmin 4. That's what it was.
Oh man, that would be very very funny to me. A wacky Pikmin 4
With rabbits in it.
with Rabbids in it, and they're to scale,
And
so
you're
they're
throwing them?
stomping on your Pikmin. Yeah, it's just weird. It's funny coming. It's fun coming into a press conference knowing you're going to be surprised. And Ubisoft is bringing that. You can sit down in front of your computer saying, "Oh, they're going to have something here that hasn't leaked.
Yeah.
It's going to be weird. I might not like it, but it'll at least be something new." And I think it's kind of exciting. And they treat it that way. They treat their games like they know exactly how big this announcement is and how small that one is. I really respect that. I like that Yves comes out and just talks to everybody at the end of every press conference
Yeah.
they have. It's just fun.
Yeah.
Really dig it. I'm really
Party
looking forward
vibes
to that.
from Ubisoft
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah, but it always gets mellow at the end. Maybe like a party. It always gets kind of mellow at the end, and it's like, hey, we're friends.
Yeah.
It's like the end of a party. It's just like we're friends here, aren't we?
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. I'll also mention this. There's not much discussion to be had about it. The PC gaming show is also on that very Monday at 3 p.m. So Ubisoft ends, and then PC gaming show almost right after that. Why I say there's not much to talk about, it's a great show. It's very fun to watch. It's very entertaining,
Great
well
host.
hosted. Yeah, but it's not normally a huge news generator. Last year we had the XCOM 2 expansion come out of it and Age of Empires Definitive Edition. So it'll happen. The way the analogy I was thinking about is that like on ESPN, on SportsCenter, they'll show like goals. On soccer games, they're like, hey, look at this goal. Pff, it was good. Cool. Moving on. And so I kind of think it's like that. It's like I know soccer is the most beloved sport in the world, but it's just not well covered on ESPN. It doesn't hurt them. There are soccer games covered, and it's just like, but it's not a focus. It's not a focus of radio shows where they're talking about drama in sports. Soccer doesn't come up a lot.
At least here.
Yeah, to me that's PC gaming. I realize it's universally popular, and it is extremely interesting to many people.
I love PC gaming.
Yeah, but I do, if I'm talking about like what I expect to be talking about after E3,
Epic Games, dude. Fortnite map. Boom.
that's not gonna be during the PC gaming show.
Why not?
Because they're having their own stream.
events.
They're having their own event. They're
they'll be
having a
at both,
whole
dude.
pro-am. Like
Didn't Blizzard show up to one of them one time?
I think they did, but didn't announce anything.
Oh.
Yeah, because sometimes it can be just a dry interview of no announcements. And so when I think of like our podcast
They'll show up with
after
a graphics card.
Is this the
E3,
third
I don't
year
know.
or fourth year they've done PC Gaming Show?
this will
Third?
be,
I think it's the third.
man, Jones, I almost
Might
think it's the
be
fourth.
Yeah. Fourth might
I think this will be number 4.
Kudos.
Kudos.
to keep it going.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, we've had huge developers. Square took years off. You know, it's a scary thing. You know, Konami infamously crashed and burned, and like we'll never get one of those again. And so kudos to them for releasing a show, obviously from a corner of the gaming world that deserves focus. I think, especially considering we're so excited about these two, these three big consoles are going to be like warring at each other. To remind people, like, there's still a lot of very exciting stuff. But I think that's kind of the PC gaming show is kind of like the PC in general. It's like a given, you're like, yes, I'm sure that all the stuff that was shown there will be excellent. But if I don't have that console, I'm not, it's not generally of interest to me. And like you were saying, it's not going to be, the battle's not going to be as fierce because consoles will live and die, and that PC will still be there.
Yeah. It's, I like its place in E3. I like that, they get viewers.
Yeah.
It's acknowledging how hungry we are. People at home are just hungry to watch E3 stuff. It's this one week.
It feels like a talk show.
Yes.
I wish it wasn't just once a year. I wish that I would watch like the PC show.
Yeah.
To get caught
With
up.
Sean Plott. Yeah. I might watch that show too. Yeah.
How about that Windows 10 update?
It's fun. Yeah. And that was cool. So yeah, we will talk about Nintendo and Sony next week. Plenty to talk about for those two companies individually. However, it is now time for Love and Respect.
Love and respect. Oh, I wonder if that just like blew everything out.
Yeah, Ian, how did that sound?
It didn't sound great when you hit the mic with it, but
Sure.
it sounded pretty good otherwise.
So to listeners, Rufus's beak hit the lavalier mic that I now have to shove him into in order for you to hear our theme song.
It maybe was a little closer than it needed to be, but don't sweat it.
Okay.
It sounded fine.
We're gonna do a rare thing. I want to play it twice.
It sounded good. It sounded good.
Well, should I put it further back?
Your audio technician
next week.
is telling you to move on.
I'm moving on.
Next time, hold it like 3 inches away.
Okay. But
and above, not directly.
When I would listen to the podcast, it's like this theme song is too quiet. I want it to blast.
Okay. I think your wish will be granted.
Then do what
you
just
also
did.
have the editor on the show, and I'll
blast it. You'll blast it for me, Jones. Thank you.
Yeah, slap a distortion filter on it.
All right, I think we can do a couple. I realize we're running late already. But I want to do this one's foolish. Sometimes I like to pull foolish love and respect submissions.
Oh, okay.
And this comes from Mike Hook. So like
okay.
Mike Hook's old school. So like I don't think this will hurt Mike Hook's feelings. But this is
he's expendable.
This is a foolish question. The E3 hype train exited the station way too soon this year and is moving very, very slowly to its destination. I've lost interest and am now de-hyped for E3. Should the industry have waited until June before getting excited for E3 Love and Respect? Mike Hook, that's foolish. That's a foolish question.
E3 changes as you get older.
Yeah,
I think E3's coming of age, possibly to Mike. I mean, I can't get into specifics on the E3s that he's enjoyed in different forms, but it's definitely changed for me. And as far as it was interesting having a meeting. Tonight we had, of course, our E3 meeting at the beginning of May, and we'll have another one at the beginning of June. Like just a big, we have meetings and we talk while we're working on stuff with production, but like. To specifically gather only to talk about these things in detail and go through, every avenue. And even tonight, I could tell like some of us were like a little bit distracted. And it's like, I almost kind of wanted to raise my hand and be like, hey, remember we used to have an E3 meeting every single week for 2 months?
And then days.
To E3?
And then every single day.
And then every day.
Brandon,
Yes.
I remember we had a meeting every day.
Yeah.
Ugh.
10 a.m., baby.
So yeah, from our perspective, it's like, man, you have to. Like, you got to get that prepped.
Yeah.
But I'm curious what day it was that Mike Hook thinks that this got kicked off and what happened.
And the industry decided.
Yeah, we
hey,
all just woke up
let's
one
start
day
this.
and like, here we go.
Yeah.
Like, people like to get playful on social media. They'll be like, hey, month away. And they're like, all right, thanks, okay. And I think that just means things to different people. It means something to people that are going to E3. It means a different thing to people that are covering E3. It means something totally different to anyone that is showing anything at E3.
Yeah.
And I don't think we will ever really truly understand that level of madness.
What's funny is though, is I see the sentiment in a few questions through Love and Respect. And it's just kind of the thing of just like, man, that Microsoft thing, or sorry, that Walmart thing really ruined a lot of rumors, a lot of like announcements. I think there were 3 surprises on that list, like Gears of War 5 and Prey 2. Sorry, Rage 2. Love those 4-letter words. So we talked about it that week that just like, hey, those things aren't those aren't ruined. But I like this idea that like this E3 doesn't feel like it's as hyped. Like that's personal. That's internal. Yeah. I like this. But no. Here's the other thing. I'll make a case for Mike Hook. I think that we might be in the part of the generation where each new game isn't as exciting. When a new generation pops up, every new PS4 game, every new Xbox One game is like, wow, let's see what we're capable of doing.
People start tossing out some crazy new IPs.
Yes, yeah.
That we might not see for a while. You get lots of just weird ambition and creativity from different publishers because it's the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
A lot of times you'll get, like a Naughty Dog situation where like you'll get a Last of Us or something where we're like, well, you're done with that old thing you were making. Now what do we get now?
Yeah. And so I could see it. I could see why you'd say like, okay, we're getting over this hump where this E3 isn't as hyped. I could see that.
Man.
What?
3 words, dude.
What are those 3 words?
Shadows die twice.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's all you need, baby. Boom! Rip ears.
We just talked about Square Enix and like just that press conference. That's all. I'm already more
hyped,
excited
dude.
than last year. Like there's so much more that
I know
think
you
is
like
gonna
those
be more
Japanese
fun.
games, Mike.
Yeah.
I know you like those Japanese
Yeah,
games.
Mike Hook.
I do.
Come on.
I do agree though. Like it does seem like things. Well, we made the same joke back in Mandatory Update, but like it seems like the train did roll out pretty early this year to me.
That was an
I
early
hear that.
leak.
Yeah.
The Walmart
Usually
one.
we get these leaks like 2 weeks out.
Sure.
They're like, oh, okay. Where you can like maybe kind of avoid it. And then certainly like by the time we show up like to do the press conference and we got our notes, it's like, yeah, I mean, did you see that this morning?
I mean,
like, did you
Jones-
see somebody was just there and was taking pictures.
like
There's
think
always
of
those jerkwads that
think
like,
of
I'm
Xbox
on the
last
show
year,
floor. Snap, snap.
think of Xbox last year. Just last year, we knew everything. Well, we didn't know it. We didn't know like for sure they'd have Anthem or anything. But like even the year before, like
I mean, in Origins,
Xbox leaked
we knew.
hard.
Yeah.
Xbox leaked hard for like a long while. And those leaks happened way ahead of time. I don't think it's rare. I don't think this is different that much from
Did we
last
know
year.
they canceled Scalebound before last E3? Or did we find out at E3?
It was not at E3 we found out that they canceled Scalebound.
Okay.
But boy, was that a big thing.
Crazy.
I think it was ahead of time. I think they were announced
Okay,
ahead of time.
gotcha.
Yeah, I think it was like Damage Control, kind of like I was announcing Let's Go Pokemon games. Now is probably the good call. Just like, hey, this is not for the E3 crowd. This is for the people who are going to
For sure.
tweet about it like in a cute little tweet the next day.
I think this gen is humming.
yeah?
Okay.
You think we're at peak of this gen?
I don't know if we're necessarily at peak. We might be past the peak. I don't know. You know, like maybe this is the year. I think this is like maybe like the certainly Switch was killing it last year, and we got a lot of fun releases. But I just think you're not going to see a lot of like pipe dreams at this E3.
Right.
Like you're not going to see anything that's unattainable at this E3.
We're kind of out of pipe dreams.
I think a lot of the things you're going to see are projects that are definitely going to happen that are from just very confident teams that are finally getting their chance, to shine. Something like a Ghost of Tsushima just seems so ready to kick ass.
yes.
Like I just think,
Yeah, Jones.
I think that is a publisher that's like, no, this whole gen, this entire generation, we've been working on this game. Knowing full well exactly what console it was coming out for. And I feel like there's a lot of people that are finally like, yes, we finally get to talk about this fun project we've been doing.
Yeah.
And I think we will get some fun teases of some things, but that stuff is possibly next gen or and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with getting something like a Watch Dogs where we're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
That ain't running on a PS3, huh?
Yeah. You're right. It might be time for that kind of thing.
Maybe,
for sure. Yeah.
maybe. I think we were in a weird kind of offset where E3's not the time for that. I think by the time we get next E3, like those new console rumors will really be going. So we're not going to be so shocked and surprised.
Oh no, they'll be announced by this time next year.
Okay, all right. Talk about confidence.
I'm feeling much less confident about it after Sony's talking. Their new CEO is kind of just giving me the impression it's not next year. We'll see.
I just don't see any smoke and mirrors. I just don't see any tricks being pulled at this E3. I just think we're gonna finally see a lot of these things, especially Last of Us. I'm dying to see some Last of Us not weird cutscene Last of Us. Like I'm
Yeah.
really looking for those first 2 trailers. Like I know a lot of people. There are many people out there who love Last of Us, more than I do. Even though I played that game like 3 times nonstop. But the first 2 trailers didn't do it for me. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that moment. We're like, there's the game. There we go.
Yeah.
Yes.
First trailer I think is genius, but the second trailer, last year's thing, I'm just not feeling that.
Yeah, I've got emotional, especially going back and watching that first trailer. But
Yeah.
it's just like I think we're just finally.
Time to see the game, baby.
Here's your food. Here's your dinner. Like,
Yeah.
your meat and
Not
potatoes.
just here's what the game's about, distinctly here's what
Guinness.
it's, but like here's the game you're playing.
I think we're gonna
Yeah.
be full after this E3.
I have a question. Do you think that in The Last of Us 2 demo, I can almost guarantee we're going to see gameplay. Do you think there will be a cart with a yellow bar on it?
No.
What?
Like some thing.
I
Like,
think they'll do something a little different.
yeah, like the things were always marked with yellow, and so like it just was a recurring thing. It's just like the most annoying parts I remember are like the water, just like getting in water and finding a thing to push over and just that kind of thing. Like, do you think it'll even have co-op? Not co-op. Do you think it'll have a partner?
Sure.
You do?
Yeah.
I'm thinking no. I'm thinking they're
Wow.
going to drop that sort of mechanic.
I could see,
of,
yeah,
like,
just like one.
yeah.
Maybe you switch between them.
Or maybe you have a squad, maybe you have a crew that's actually larger, but I can't see this kind of thing of like this little girl I gotta protect.
You like start the mission
Yeah.
with one person and then they leave and then you get like 2 or there's not
Yeah.
really like a hard rule that like it's just gonna be you.
And so when I think of like Last of Us 2, those are the things that excite me, is the idea that like this won't be a game where I just send somebody up a ladder to find me things.
Yeah.
Even though just did that in God of War and it worked. I can't see it working another time. I can't see it working again in that case. Yeah. I feel like it's there are reasons to feel like this E3 isn't as hyped. Absolutely. We shouldn't logically be hyped for any E3s.
Sure.
It's all foolish.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that he have gotten in this position. I've been there before, maybe
Yeah.
not with E3, just because it's I live in Los Angeles, and so it's just like a gift that we're given every single year that they decide to have
Yes.
the party here.
Yeah.
But I don't think your emotions, Mike, are indicative of this E3.
Yes.
I don't think when it's done you will be disappointed, but I don't know because I don't know what game specifically you're hyped for.
Let's do this one. I like when we can help someone, and we can do this one pretty quickly. Hi, allies. When I was younger, my parents didn't really have a lot of money. My only exposure to gaming was at my babysitter's house. They had a Super Nintendo, GameCube, and I could sometimes play the PS2. So I played mostly Nintendo properties, and we did take turns on the PS2 playing GTA 3 and Mortal Kombat. When I got my first system, I was in middle school. I worked at the farm across the road and saved up for 2 years and finally bought my Xbox 360.
Awesome.
Since then, I've fallen in love with gaming, but because I only really played from that gen on, I've missed out on a lot of great games and franchises many regard as their favorite games ever made. I have never ever played a Final Fantasy, Resident Evil, Devil May Cry, Shenmue, Onimusha, Tenchu, Kingdom Hearts, etc. I've decided
Did
recently.
they know you were going to be on the podcast when they asked this? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, saying
Oh, I
Tenchu,
do,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
whoa.
that is a
dude.
very specific list.
So I've decided recently to take a break from my PS4 and Switch. I'm going back in time and driving to a little retro GameStop in my neighborhood to pick up some older systems.
Retro GameStop?
Yeah, I love that. No, sorry, not sorry,
Game
Game
store.
Shop.
Oh,
Retro
okay,
Game
okay.
Shop.
Now there's an idea.
They tried. I'm finally going to play these games I've missed out on for so long. What franchises should I start with? What systems should I pick up? Do I have to play every game in every franchise? Or can I play some of them? Your advice will greatly help. Love and respect.
All right,
Megan
really easy
Allen.
one for you right off the bat.
Okay.
You don't even need to buy a retro system for this. You got PS4 ready, get the Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5 collection on PS4, both combined in one thing. Play one Kingdom Hearts, see if you like it or not. And if you do, go from there.
I do feel like you're a salesman right now.
That's all.
Well, yeah, but that's a good point actually. Is that you don't, in a lot of instances, you don't need to go get a new console.
You got it.
RE4,
You can do it.
PlayStation 4, go make it happen. Like,
RE4 would be the one to play now?
it's what's right there. It's in
And
it's in the
remakes
PS
on
Store.
PS4.
And Xbox One has a lot of great backwards compatibility if you have an Xbox One now.
Ninja Gaiden Black.
Yeah.
Give it a shot.
So my advice on this is when you're at the shop when you're like, which console should I get? Is I dislike anyone saying you have to watch this movie, you have to read this book, you have to play this video game.
You must earn your gamer card.
I would go and like touch the boxes and see what lights you up. That's usually how I buy things.
Sure.
And so like if you're looking at the back of a Final Fantasy and it looks stupid to you, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. But if you find something that your brain sparks on, if you look at the back of that box, just buy that. That's what I love about old games.
Yeah,
Just like walking in and buying
feeling
that thing.
tactics. I'm feeling Final Fantasy Tactics.
But it's sure
because we never really got that again.
No, we
never really
Tactics
got
Advance.
Yeah.
Well, right, but like that was just
And
that
two,
game portably. Like they never updated that. They never were like, this is now an arm of Final Fantasy. We're like Crystal Chronicles. We've kind of gotten weird other versions, even if they wasn't called Crystal Chronicles. Like we've gotten other like what was the World of Final Fantasy? Was like kind of
Yeah.
It just kind of feels like there was that arm of the tree that just
Sure.
kept on growing. But the tactics was so rich and so unique. And if you have a PS3 and you can get a PS1 disc, you're set for hours and hours and hours and hours. That's a deep, especially because you can pick the disc up for like $10 or $20.
Yeah.
You're set.
The thing
And
is,
it's so different from a lot of stuff that Square's doing today.
yeah, that's what I like. We talk about this a bunch of times, kind of recurring theme on the podcast. This idea of the retro games that are most cherished are the ones that weren't iterated upon. And I think, Jones, you're there right there. Is if you can play a better version of this game, why go back and play the old version? And so, yeah, I like to play those unique games, those games that don't exist anymore today. And honestly, I do feel like the Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9 are that kind of thing. Again, 10, you can play an HD remake. And
Yeah, I mean 7 you can play on PS4 also.
yeah, dude. And even better than that, you can fast forward stuff and make your
Yeah,
character level
and
99,
you get
that
stuck,
kind
you
of
can
thing.
just boost, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of the nice thing about not getting a retro console is those weird little upgrades we have today.
And I don't think go back and play Tenchu. They were fun in the time, but like now.
I think that's that kind of thing. Like
But what replaced it? Assassin's Creed, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
I played Tenchu
Yeah, I guess so,
3
dude.
recently, and it's pretty rough, dude.
Yeah.
They're old games though.
Metal Gear Solid's one of my favorite games. I feel bad suggesting that to anybody.
Just one?
Yeah. I feel like you have to look at it and say, yeah, I like how this looks. Otherwise, you're gonna have a bad time.
I don't know. Some games like gameplay just holds up though. It just holds up so well, it doesn't even matter.
I don't believe that's true to somebody who hasn't played it before.
Maybe. I don't know. Some people play games for the first time, old games, and they love it. Sometimes they do and they don't like it.
Yeah.
It's just case by case.
Right. It's extremely case by case. Ian, do you have any advice for this scenario?
I mean, the Resident Evil remake was a good suggestion. I think
Yeah.
that's like it's really good. It's on assuming you have a PS4 already.
Yep, she does.
Okay, yeah, and I mean, if you're thinking Tenchu, just play Bloodborne.
Nothing like it
What?
though.
No, that's not.
I just
Yeah.
like Bloodborne. It's just
No,
Yeah,
I
me too.
But I like
or
Tenchu and
Neo.
Bloodborne, so yeah, maybe
I
there's.
kind of feel the same way about Onimusha. It's just like, just play Bloodborne.
or Neo, like
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
If you want like a challenging,
The
yeah.
beautiful thing is now you could just look at a game on YouTube and see if it looks interesting to you.
Yes.
I mean, it's different watching than playing, of course, but you can get an idea kind of.
Brad, what's so funny is for me personally, I love buying games I've never seen before, never
Yeah.
played before. Like,
Sure.
it kind of ruins some fun for me to even YouTube it.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I just love
I
touching
mean, we
the box
came from
and
a
looking at the back of
different
it.
era, though,
Yeah.
of that kind of thing.
I love this opportunity. This person has a used game store that you can go check out.
But yeah, cool, man.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, you could maybe ask the person working there for recommendations, too.
Oh, don't do that.
Why
That's the
not?
thing. That's like, you have to play this. You're going to love
Well,
Bioshock.
if they say that to you,
Yeah.
you don't have to do anything they say.
Yeah, you do. You have that weird social pressure now. And then you
Nuh-uh,
like
man.
show up and you're like, hey,
I believe,
Societal
I believe
pressure,
in them.
yeah.
I picked
I believe in
Digimon.
them.
And they're like, no, don't pick Digimon.
I believe in them.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
I'm gonna believe they're gonna get a really rad person. Like, what if you got the Ben Moore? Ben Moore used to work at a game store.
But was he rad then?
You bet.
Oh,
Jones.
you know what? Yeah. I don't trust young Ben to give me a game.
I don't
recommendations.
trust young me to recommend anything. to
Exactly.
anybody.
Yeah. Same.
Although you're playing
All
GTA
right.
3, so.
All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, get Kingdom Hearts. There you go.
At least look at it.
1.5,
Look at
2.5.
Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah, it's slower paced. Like I don't
Yeah.
know how many RPGs you've played, so
Really different.
Look at Resident Evil Remake.
Yeah. Resident Evil.
NRE4, of course.
Man.
Yep. And I would just say, look at the consoles. Just stare at them. If one of them gives you tingly feelings, like pick that up.
And if you have an easy way to play them.
Because that's the thing is like of this list, there's no wrong choice. There's no like don't. Well, maybe Tenchu as you said, but it's like don't play Shenmue. It's like well, Shenmue HD is coming again.
Yeah.
Hey, just wait. But yeah, I mean, there's no wrong choice.
I mean, you could try Tenchu, but
Well,
I mean,
and like I don't know if this is in line with the query, but like if you want to go back a little farther, get an SNES Classic, and then you just get 20 whatever games that are pretty solid.
If you could find it.
Those games are very solid.
Yeah, if you can
Yeah,
find
some
it.
great, amazing games on there.
Yeah.
A lot of the reason we're in this business is because the game's on there.
Yeah, fun question. I always want to fly in the face of the concept of must plays.
Sure.
Sure.
You know, that just like you don't have a legitimate
don't
gaming
gotta play
opinions
anything
until
you
you've
don't want
played
to,
these.
but-
Yeah.
I just say there's some games that are recommended for probably good reasons, but you don't have to play them.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, I had a great time playing Mario 64 because I never owned it. Just sometimes it can be very fun to go back to this thing that you never owned, and you did admire, right? You went to your babysitter's house and played those games,
Yeah.
and so I
I
really
never
did.
had Super Mario World, so I always like loved playing that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. Yeah, I love that feeling, and those are only feelings, right? Those are a lot of kids today would pick up Mario 64 and hate it, and
Yeah.
so yeah, it's whatever gives you the
Definitely.
feelings is all I can advise. It is now time for bets. Next week's bet, June 5th, big day. Big day for video games. We have Onrush. We have Blaze Blue, Cross Tag Battle. We have Vampire. And, least importantly, we have Shaq Fu, A Legend Reborn.
Shaq Fu. It's back.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Shaquille O'Neal's Twitter account, and I'm going to look for his most recent tweet regarding Shaq Fu. How many retweets will that tweet have, Brandon Jones?
I feel like I'm lost in space. I'm floundering for
too.
oxygen right now.
By the way, I didn't let anyone research this
No
one.
idea.
Yeah, this was a zero research
8K? I don't know.
one. Okay.
That sounds so low.
Brad.
Dude.
I think Shaq could tweet the word shoe and it would get 50K.
I don't know, dude. I don't know how many. I'm saying 2.5K, dude.
Okay.
It looks pretty bad, dude.
We're all like closer than I thought. I have 11.3K.
Okay, 11.3.
Yeah. Ian?
96
96 total?
retweets.
There's no K at the end of that.
Right, nobody gives a damn.
That's what I was kind of hoping, dude.
That is a good bet. All right, let me lock that in.
Lock it in.
I should make it. Don't do that, please. I should make it clear. Ian, you have your own team.
I sure do.
What's the name of it?
The Switcher Snakes.
The Switcher Snakes. And so the way this will work is we're essentially through half the year. Ian will get double points for every bet you win.
Hey, all right.
So every time we would get one, Ian will get two. So we now have 4 teams running. 5 if you include
Yeah, our guest
the
team.
Golden Vultures. Yes. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. Let's talk about last week's bet, which was about Detroit Become Human. It released last Friday, and so I went to youtube.com incognito.
Oh, I'm sorry. We were on the topic of bets, though.
Yeah.
Some people might be nervous that there's only one representative here now that Ian's on
Oh
his
yeah,
own
thank
team.
you, Jones. I should acknowledge that from the
From
top.
the Gorgeous Gorillas.
Yes.
But
don't
we
need
will.
no one.
Next, we just did not schedule that out. Whereas the next podcast, if all goes well, there will be 5 people on the podcast, 4 people on the table.
Yes.
And including the Switcher Snakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Slithering
Ooh, I
by
like
in the
that actually.
background.
It's back. Yeah. So this is irregular, right? If you already wrote the Twitter comment, I'm not happy. There's only 3 people.
Who's the wonderful
Erase
person
it.
on Twitter that makes the scoreboard every week? Who's that?
Kevboard Arts?
That's Kevboard?
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful work.
Yeah.
Kev's like, oh, God.
We're sorry, Kev. Don't put a lot of effort into the next
I
animal.
just got so angry.
Yeah.
Just
And
do
the
it.
Golden Vultures one is actually a really good logo. It's nice.
Just do it in MS Paint. It's fine.
Yeah. Just like stick a little thing on top. Sure.
I actually, someone on Twitter asked.
Just the hand is all you need.
I already explained. I was like, there's only 3 on the table because I'm back here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Damage control.
Damage control. Okay, sorry. Detroit Become Human. I opened an incognito browser so that my preferences could not be tracked. Though apparently there's cookies still. I don't care. And I did a search for Detroit Become Human. Those 3 words capitalized each. I scrolled down through 25 videos. A playlist didn't count. Somebody being live didn't count. They had to be videos on YouTube. Okay. How many will have over 100,000? Jones, you bet 2. Ben bet 6. Damiani bet 20. I bet 8. The actual number of videos with views over 100,000 is 15.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Yep. So Damiani with the high bet takes that one. Definitely, he earned it. I was close though. Red Grouse 7. Gorgeous Gorillas 11.
Here.
Very nice. Droopy Eagle 6. And Slytherin?
Switcher Snake.
Switcher Snakes.
Switcher Snakes 0. Let me talk about patreon.com/easyallies really quickly. Patreon.com/easyallies is the URL you would go to support the Easy Allies. We're constantly growing. We're constantly making more videos, figuring things out, trying to do the best we can as an independent channel of
Switching.
And so basically we had a big fundraiser last month, and we're still trying out our new things, and we want E3 to be big. We wanted to get this all set before E3. Watch us during E3. Check out our Patreon. Check out easyallies.com. Check out all the stuff that we do, because it'll be pretty nuts during that.
Pretty nuts.
I guess it's kind of like 6 days now. Right, we start on
Saturday.
We start on Saturday.
Used to just be Sunday, Monday,
and it goes all the way to Thursday.
Woo.
Yeah, and so that's not 6, but
I keep thinking about that weird funk we're gonna be in like Saturday night. Where like we've gone home, we just get EA that morning, and the EA's it, right? For Saturday, it's just EA and then nothing.
Yeah, EA's a
Just
weird
like,
day.
like, oh, he's restarted. And then you're like,
It's the ground zeros of
all
E3.
right, get some rest, everybody.
I had to count on my fingers. It is 6 days, but you're right. They're in that unfortunate position, Jones, where it's like, make this count, dudes. Otherwise, why do you have your own day? EA just wants that day to themselves.
They do.
think they're the big boys.
A little insider E3 talk.
Okay, let's go
The
into this.
Hotel Figueroa reopened, and the Fig used to be the big place to go. Now LA Live has expanded. There's more hotels down there, so there's like places you can go to. But the Fig is back, and so I think that Saturday night is going to be the big Fig night because no one's going to have anything to do.
Yes.
They're all going to be. Everybody's gonna be like they don't have to load in. We
Yeah.
did our coverage. We already did our E3 post reaction or EA reactions and
Fig it.
stuff. People are going to hit that Fig at 5:45.
You are going to see a lot of
Figging out.
interesting photographs, interesting tweets that night. You're right, Jones.
At least I hope, because I'll be busy the rest of the week.
That's why the crowdsourcing thing, Fig. That's why it's named Fig.
What?
Yeah, because they talked about it while they're at one of those E3 meetings.
Really?
The founders of Fig, the crowdfunding thing, yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, named after Figueroa.
There you go.
Yeah. Interesting,
The
Jones.
more you know.
I wouldn't have made that connection. I don't like, I got to be honest with everybody. I know I have a reputation for being a partier. I'm not, I don't really go to a lot of the
I've
E3
seen
parties. Yeah. And so I'm not in on that scene.
A little uncomfortable.
We had an objective at the beginning of this podcast.
Oh, no.
To win the approval of Luigi.
Damn it.
Brad, you're a little too confident.
Yeah.
Jones, a little too jolly.
Yeah.
Ian, you nailed it.
Oh.
Ian, you were weird. You didn't chime in too many times. True.
Classic
very
Luigi.
like
Yeah,
that.
classic Luigi.
I recommended Kingdom Hearts.
Nope. Sorry,
He would
Brad.
be so into that.
He's not confident like that, dude. He doesn't play like that.
What?
He'd
Yeah,
be like,
he does.
You might like Kingdom Hearts.
He got his own game.
And he's terrified the whole
I
time.
was not confident about Tenshu. Don't even lie.
You were confident
You
about
saw
Tenchu.
it, everybody, and
Brad,
heard it.
you did not win Luigi's approval.
Damn it!
You have a reward. And you have the ability to smell half a second faster.
Oh.
Yes.
How cool is that ability?
It's perfect.
Yeah. And don't you already have a very distinct sense of smell?
I have an amazingly acute
That's
sense
his
of smell.
mutant
Yeah, it's
power.
and now
pretty
it's faster.
upsetting.
Now it's faster than
Now,
that. Half second?
I've already started sensing the change.
We should keep track of these. Like sometimes you
I
might
got
become
like
a superhero.
plus softness.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
like,
got soft
hands.
hands.
We've long talked and have put this off for way too long, but we need to update our bios on easyallies.com.
Oh, we super
Yeah.
do.
It'd be rad if we had like underneath
stats.
Yes.
special powers.
Special powers. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
actually
good.
this is nice.
We should also put like actual facts in them though, like information.
Nah.
Some of us like to be jokey.
What am I gonna say,
It's
John?
true.
San Dimas
What do
High.
people wanna know
San
about me,
Dimas
man?
High football
How
rules.
fast you smell.
San Dimas High School football rules.
That's mine. Dibs.
The reward. Who's so Damiani won, and Brad, you're in the middle, so we'll give it to you.
He's the only gorilla here, so
Yeah, you're the only gorilla. You
Damn.
have the right and responsibility to share your Twitter handle with the world. You get to promote any Easy Eyes video you would like to promote. I'll be really mad if you don't promote Broken Trifecta, Busted Trifecta. You get the final word on anything you've disagreed with.
That was dirty. I don't like that you just promoted it.
I'm just saying, I'll be mad.
That was dirty.
I'm just saying,
I'm not doing
if you
it now.
choose something other than that, I'll be
I'm choosing
furious.
something. Get ready to get mad, dude. Deal with it.
Okay. And you get to sign off with your trademark sign off.
Okay.
get your finger on that audio level there.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah,
you can
good
follow
call.
me on Twitter at BradleyEllis87. I'm going to promote Easy Update with Brandon and Ian building this beautiful setup. Great video, loved it. Lots of laughs. Brandon, brilliant in it.
Oh, thank
Fantastic.
Is that like a narrative series that Don works really hard on?
No.
Okay.
Don doesn't have anything to do with this. Sign off. Remember.
you. Wait, well, no, you got.
What?
Final word, man.
Final word?
Don't burn your final word.
Luigi was pleased with me. That's all you gotta know. And remember, don't believe George Lucas's lies. Han always shot first.
I am enjoying these microtransactions.
The Easy Allies would like to thank our Patreon podcast producers. We apologize in advance for all the ally names we are about to misspell and mispronounce. Blue, Hogue Law, Ebb Software, El Fanis, iKeyless, Mango, Simon Anderson, Unique to Me Design, Video Game Abominations, Michael Favacci, Greg Kettering, Sean and Erica Cleaves, Beaten Down Brian, Dale Sun, Nick, Walker Hope, Sam G, Will Schmuck, Mark Dalga, Michael Kozachenko, Gabriel Heilborn, Professor Metal Gear, Bradley Spees, Demos Clay, Dave Red, Zachary Wingate, Jan Tyson, Ken Layer, Corey Jackson, Silent Consonant, Andrew Reif, Sigma, Dan Sebring, Tim O'Keefe, Nick Owens, Robert Stoffel, Ninja Blast, Caleb Aranda, Richard Smuts, Jake Musser, Anti-Ataraxia, Richard G. Flowers, Michael Bisegli, Chum Nguyen, Thomas Wigginton Jr., Neil Bruce, Jared Reif, Matthew Pauling, Gino A. Leet, Carl Williams, Jason A. Sackle, Candy Coated Thorns, 44 Stars, G. Levin, Charles Anthony Iapicino, G. Ken, Santosh Jackson, Hitman 47, Ryan Anderson, Colt Doss, Paul Molson, Alexander Berveglieri, Cody Hardin, Jay Shee, Marcel Froelich, Alex AI, XWF Outlaw, Phoenix Doss, Nis Klojgard, Andrew Kidd, Thomas Gonzalez, Peter Davis, Rack, Brad Lohman, Noah Weinstein, Malfalax, Ian Santa Anna, Mylene LaPearl Vanass, Tim Strothman, Caleb Crawford, DRD 7 of 14, Blue Suitor, Todd Yurkovic, Joe Burns, Mikkel Bach Sorensen, Patrick Chong, Stephen Last, Ahmad Naki, Jesse Vitelli, The Banana Forklift Killer, Joachim Morovuo, Gustav Strombohm, Miguel Rivas, Calvin Hartanto, Marcel Markov, Mark J. Betters II, Nefertiti Jenkins, David Wen, Jesper Lawson, Oni Blackmage, Luke Arnold, Matthew Holcomb, Daryl Schramm, Brent Phillips, Leaf Johnson, Eduardo Ortiz, Matthew Robles, Catherine Lai, Gary James, John Santoro, Mikhail Aniel, Robert Crouch, Sean German Efficiency Clinton, Ulf himself, Discarded Digit, V8 Dave, Leroy Anderson, Nasser, Ritz 1906, Fabian Schuster, Toasty Soul, Christian Hundorf, Alex Lavanier, Trenton Robeson, Tony Knox, Adam Damon, iSun Chor, Forrest, Caleb Ledoux, Mike Hook 1, Brian Vialar, Mauricio Fuentes, Joe Ellis, Quick Scares, Ian Ladarzik, Brian Foster, Alexander Schiller, The Classiest Hobo, Zinterax, Modren, Paul Bishop, Sean Smith, Travis Miosi, Jalen Scott, Trey Whetstone, Nick Waterman, Sean Mackey, Gabriel Aberg, Morpheus, Yasser Aluseni, James Vitt, Jonas Andreas Sibison, Sean M. Gabaldon, Reed Johnson, Manuel Thomas, Peter Wen, Luke Bennett, Robert Olson, Adam Sharonbrock, Not Jack, Kurzistav Rogowski, Kevin McMaster, Allison Burnt, Ryan Feller, Anna Lancaster, Jesse Ray, Bjornor Haraldsvik, Blake Bonsack, Sean De Almeida, Saturn, Cisco Ace Jackson Garcia, Curaz, Jacob Whittington, Jason Ward, Wouter DeHaze, Matthew Holmes, Settling Geek, Eric Maynard, Fabian Winkler, Cartridge Brothers, Michael Wilson, Leon Keys, Mugen Hamura, Raymond Lee, Yasser Kerbushi, Clay Roberts, Shauna Metz, Todd Paxton, Jojo Denko, Faraz Rizvi, Dakota Hayes, Zoostick, Don Turner, Mumble Mumbleton, Masuki211, Alexander Ziranov, Kyle Bradford, Jesse Fish, Shino Bazu, Jason Joint, Edison S. Prada Jr., Travis Ing, Ahmad Al-Rashed, Tuttle, Furious Action Gamer, Stuart Siddall, Joseph Caruso, Michael Schreiber, G. Sith, Mac Reed, Haley Hill, Andrew Stoke, Matt Gunther, There Is No Dana, Only Zool, Evan Eng, Joshua Vanswall, Bites and Brews, Eric Gustafson, Refill, Sebastian Trier, Samsus Stormbum, Bonnie and Jason Connor, Jeffrey Daniel Lasley, Hey Pseudo Wudo, Stephen Walther, Rock Gordon, Matt, Carlos Zuniga, Diggles, Ryan Cohen, Adam Mullaney, Link666 Goron, Momo Rashid, M Legend, Paul Sway, Carolus Zaidzelis, Lee Young, Calgareth, Eddie Reisner, Mikkel Hervel Nemo, Chase Caldwell, Halkin Stirs and Stirs, Jeffrey Ruchtenwald, Barry, Mikey Mizek Novak, Adam Henry, Beautiful Kai, Hudson Bilbrey, Sean Rowe, Ronnie Halperin, Caffeine Rage, David Kennedy, Durgesh Patel, Michael Lay, Mike Calvi, Sarah, Bard91, Gary Fair, Anthony Daniel Galvin, Benny Samuelson, Trolls Rasmussen, The Original Snitch, Daniel Wong, Jameson Anderson, Vincent Foliat, Hutchitron, Ahab, Neobear, Sebastian Olsen, Rainier Dennis Bautista, Sven von Brand, Santiago Carrillo, Alex Klass, Junya Motomura, Delisi, Mither Strongbeard, Daniel Data, Nycrypt, Mons Anderson, Elvin Skogheim, Jay Aldiar, Morgan Worth, Sam Sorensen, Zrael, Matt Ferguson, Sam Francis, Michael Tennick, Felipe Aguilera, William Heaney, Krister Lundmark, Tim Mann, Chris the Pianist, Matt T, Michelle Nubb, Michael Stevens, Sandra and Richard Acero, Battleox, David Tran, MC Griffin, Matthew Colomb, Mick Malloy, Yo Butts, Philip Klarskov Jensen, Sun Pham, Alex Monaco, Arthur Henrique Chinaglia, Cody Wesley, Nuno Amaral, Galen Moxley Haggart, David Boyarski, Rahiv Maharaj, Sean McGing, Pete Cerny, Joachim Wiederberg, Christopher Santis, Sam Handrick, Andreas Koter, Extravaganza, Christian Larson, Gali Gutierrez, Addison Muir, The Fatty Show, Jason Shields, Rickster EXE, Lars Berger, Shoemaker, Sergio Ruben Hernandez Gallegos, Repus Edud, Irvin De La Torre, Caesar Sebastian, Cyberboa, Azazel Valkyrie, GW Fox, Chris Bennett, Liam Ahern, Helping Leon, Jean-Sebastian B., Crediar, Self-Confessed Cynic, Fargo H., Gargling George, V. Cura Ray, Tristan Howard, Andrea, Sean Cornett, Jeremiah Snowden, Andrew Moss, Materia Addict, Oh Yes, Cool Great, Robert I., Blaster Master, Malcolm Moschette, Adam, Anthony Rydell, Cal, Joel Olson, Robert Ori Einerson, Christopher Donnelly, Matt Karwoski, Joel Short, Marco Hernandez, Magnus Rasmussen, Clinton Hayes, Seyun Kim, Struggler, Jose Gutierrez, Tense George, Dominic Brown, Chad McIntosh, Bunny Chen, Tobble, Joey and Kate, Wavering Radiant, Raymond Chow, Ian Anderson, Zahid Hosseini Korami, DanPan16, C.S. Lewis, Orugachino, Skender Yashari, Jana, Roy Sung, Marius Smith, Kim Monk Vonderleith Haagensen Petersen, Colin Hoylman, Reed Marlett, Thorfkin, Ali Khan Sunger, Shanley Ladia, Dale A. Brule, Kyle, Rerun, Luis Ibarra, Philip Higdon, James Brown, Spencer Stevens, Supernova Smith, BM5, Elliot Moscow, Richard Daniel Fuchs, Ivan Ponce, Jay Potter, Christopher A. Butler, Ian Bradburn, John Prey, Sean Essen, Sebastian K. Urban, Marco Zanone, Alec Church, Culinary Stud.